wealthiest people that you and I know, mention any name, I'll show you where they were able to communicate their dreams or their visions to someone, even if it was just communicating it to their assistant that got the job done. From Warren Buffett to anybody else, they communicated their ideas and their desires. And the clearer they were at communicating it, the easier it was for them to achieve it. So your ability to clearly communicate your dreams and your desires in a way that you can plug in decisions, and you're on your way to wealth. Otedola's book came out last year, 2025, right? It made the rounds. And I read it finally in 2026. And when I got to the part where he talked about he didn't go to university, I was like, oh, for real? But he communicated it clearly to his parents why. That his savvy for business was much more than the academic trauma he had been through all his life. And he said, let me run with it. It broke his mother's heart, but his father bought into it and said, I'll support you. Communicated it. He didn't run away. So yes, your ability to communicate your heart's desire is directly connected to the kind of wealth you can get. If anybody's going to watch this episode and listen to the insights that we'll share, my guarantee is if they plug in to the thinking that we discuss, they would live whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled lives, regardless of what's happening around them.
We're in an elevator with Dangote. Let's use him hypothetically.
Okay.
And you have 1 minute to convince him to be your mentor. What would you say?
Make it easy for the person to say yes.
Explain. How do you disagree politely?
Say something that you think I will disagree with.
If I say you should cut your nails for me immediately.
Why would you want me to cut your nails?
I think I don't like them.
You see, first thing I did was I asked why. And I might say...
How do you introduce yourself in 30 seconds?
Depends on who I'm speaking to.
Wait,
and
context
what
changes.
Context, introduction must change based on context. Must. Because begin with the end in mind. There's a place I introduced myself and I started by saying, I'm the mother of a 22-year-old son. And everybody time.
Now, if you want to correct someone on wrongdoing, like your child, staff, or anybody, how do you do it to ensure you get the effective result you want?
Correct the person where they can save face first.
Explain. Let's say I have 100 million to invest in your company. I'm an investor. Convince me to invest that money on you. About a year ago, we sat down with Joyce Daniels for a conversation that resonated with thousands of people and sparked a discussion about communication and personal growth. Today, she's back, but this time we're going much deeper. We're not just talking about public speaking. We're going to be exploring how the words you choose can shape your career, your business, your relationships, your leadership, your influence, and ultimately the life you build. If you have ever wondered why some people with average talent rise to extraordinary heights while others with incredible potential remain unseen, then this conversation is for you. Welcome to Selahmeditate Podcast, the platform for highly intellectual conversation on money, power, and the systems that shape your life. I remain your very host, Benzik. If you are new here or haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That's one of the most important ways you appreciate what we do here. Like this video and share it with many who will find this valuable. So Mark, welcome, my highly incredible speaker, the queen of talk herself.
Thank you so
Joyce
much,
Daniels.
Benzik.
It's a pleasure
to be here again. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure is mine.
Wow.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Indeed. You're looking very good.
Like you. Can't believe it's over a year already.
Yeah, it's over a year already. Okay, how do you feel being here? And tell me, what is the impact of our first conversation?
I feel great. In fact, I was excited when you called and said we should do this again. I was like, wow, 1 year. The impact was good for me. I had a lot of feedback. In fact, I was like, what's going on? We had a lot of DMs, people saying, they watched our video on different platforms and they had questions. I enjoyed it because be fruitful, multiply, replenish.
Yes.
And I could see it happen. So it was good for me. And of course, I'm happy to be here again. And when you said we're going deep, I was like, oh my God.
That's it. No, so one of the shots that I remember that I caught that went viral, that did a lot of numbers on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. They combined, they have over 1 million views combined, wow. Yes, and it did very well. And that was the one I asked you to sell me akara on the spot. And you were able to deliver exceptionally. People loved it so much.
Nice.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot again to start this conversation. Somebody may want to be watching us here, or someone may be listening to us for the next 2 hours. Sell this conversation to them, that if they pay attention to everything we're going to be discussing here, how their life is about to change. In the next 3 minutes, sell it to them.
I am one of the most fulfilled human beings that I know. I am very fulfilled because I am led by a sentence to live a whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled life. And just having that sentence program my mind guides all my decisions, guides my relationships, guides the things I pursue. It shapes me every day and I can see the results. You asked me a question today, how am I doing? And I said, I have absolutely nothing on the face of the earth to complain about. In 2026 in Nigeria, not many people can say that. In spite of the situations around me, I am living my best life. So if anybody's going to watch this episode and listen to the insights that we would share, my guarantee is if they plug in to the thinking that we discuss, they would live whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled lives, regardless of what's happening around them. I am a living, breathing testimony of that. And if not for anything else, for curiosity's sake, stay and listen.
Wow, this is interesting. Now, based on you said you got a lot of DMs based on our first episode, people reaching out to you. Now, what are the top 3 common questions that people reach out to you for? Not top 3 or top 5 that people often complain or reach out to you about. They say they want to get better at.
They wanted to overcome fear of speaking.
Fear of speaking.
Some wanted to have more clarity about between what's in the head and what comes out of the mouth. They want to know how to clarify their thoughts. In fact, I would say that was number 1. Clarifying their thinking and their thoughts. They didn't want to be all around the place. That was number 1. Number 2 was overcoming the fear of speaking. Number 3 is they wanted mentorship. Ma, can you mentor me? Oh, I've enjoyed, after watching that, I've gone to see other things you've posted and I just really like you and can you mentor me? I think that was our number 3. Those are the top 3. Everything was around those 3.
Clarifying their thoughts,
thinking, yes.
How they can put it together in words.
Yes.
Then the second one?
Overcoming fear.
Yes. And then the third one is mentorship. Okay, maybe we'll come to that at the end of the mentorship part, at the end of it. But for someone that is thinking this thing and they say maybe some of them didn't reach out to you about and they're thinking, how can they clarify, put their words together and be able to say it out? Some people can be good at thinking.
Yes.
But putting the words together is a problem. I remember also sometimes I could have that challenge sometimes. You can be able to process your thoughts, put the words together. Maybe you may tell yourself that, if I stand here to talk, I'm going to finish it. But only for you to stand and then you open your mouth and and you'll be wondering. But it's like people will imagine in their brain, they say, I can dance in my head. If you sit down, you dance all the old jigmatis. But stand up and shake your body, now it's a problem. For somebody that is thinking like that, how can they perfect putting their words together properly?
Number 1, write it down. Always write it down. Write the vision, make it plain, right? Put it down in writing. Now, I know a lot of people type, but I always say go back to the basics. The number of neurons in your brain that are activated when you write are multiples of those when you type. So write your thoughts down first. Because sometimes as you write, you will realize that how you thought it and how it's coming out are not the same. And then you begin to edit. So that structure, that's structure. That flow is putting your words into structure. Number 2 is practice the delivery. I've seen it too many times, countless number of times, where people have written their thoughts down but never voiced them. In front of a mirror, in front of a camera, which is even preferred so that you can watch it back. Stand and practice with time. Rehearse it with time. You've been asked to speak for 5 minutes. Practice with 5 minutes. That's one of the reasons why many people start making presentations and then they run over time, because they didn't practice it with time. They just practice.
So you should time yourself.
Time yourself. You're going for a 5-minute presentation. Time yourself to do it in 3.5 minutes, because life will happen and make you take the other 1.5 minutes, which I call the spirit of the microphone. Whether you're holding a physical microphone or not, if you're asked to speak and you are not well practiced, well rehearsed, you will take more time, because you'll find that more words are just coming to you if you're not yet an expert. Number 3, be very clear, super clear about the first set of words that would come out of your mouth. Don't leave it to happen
on the stage or
on the stage or at your presentation. No, it will go wrong. The first sentence that will come out of my mouth when I speak will be this exactly. If you stick with that first line, every other thing is likely to fall in place. But once you start with something different, I can already see you going downhill, except you've become practiced enough to know how to find your footing. But when I see people who start going, I MC events, so I also have the benefit of seeing presenters speak. And once I see somebody fumble and I see the body language, I already know this person has started going off. And they're wondering how to find their way back to what they had hoped. Not what they had rehearsed, not what they had orchestrated. You don't produce music and say, okay, how are we going to open the song? Well, when we get on stage, we'll figure it out. Who does that? The first line is the first line is the first line. And the first line is after the intro. The intro goes like this, and then the first line comes like this. You don't start singing until they've played the intro. So why do you think that your presentation is going to just happen because you opened your mouth? It has to be orchestrated. That's how you go from the thing in your head to coming out of your mouth the right way.
Is it more like you should cram whatever
you
should write it and cram it?
Don't cram. Don't do that. You read it. But you read it from a place of being rehearsed. If you watch a TED Talk by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, the first thing you find is that she has a lectern. How many other TEDx speakers do you know that have lecterns in front of them? She has a script. She has one hand on her script. She looks at it, she says the first line, she looks up, she ad-libs, she comes back, and she follows her script. But because she has learnt it, she wrote it, she practiced it, it is one with her. She can read it, and yet you don't feel like she's reading to you, because she's not reading. She's delivering what she had prepared. So people are afraid of looking like they're just reading. You avoid looking like you're reading by rehearsing it and letting it flow from your heart, but you wrote it there so that you stay on track. The more important the delivery is, or that deliverable is, the more you should write it down. Except it's a conversation like this.
Okay.
And you and I did not discuss what we're going to say today. You sent me nothing.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have put points down. I would have to speak from my heart. But remember, I'm an expert at speaking too. So it's easier for me to put together my thoughts and deliver them. If you've not gotten to my level of mastery, you better have it written down. Because I did. Until now, I don't necessarily need to. But I will tell you, if I have some high-stakes presentations to make today, which I do at all my events, my delivery on stage is scripted. So that if I want to weave in and out by ad-libbing, I am still on course. I'll tell you that 98% of the things I say on stage as a master of ceremonies are scripted now because I'm going to a higher level of mastery. So I need to come correct. How many presidents of nations deliver addresses to their nations from their hearts?
But they said those ones that do that are the exceptional ones.
I don't even know anyone that delivers a national address. I don't know any president in the world that delivers a national address from their heart. It is written down. It is scripted. They might have a teleprompter, but it is scripted. They might sound like they're speaking from their heart because they become one with their material. And of course, those that we know that look like they are reading many times are not one with the material. So they can't, So the delivery is being one with the material and rehearsing it enough times to sound like you are one with it, but never to not have a script.
Now, but which is better? Is it mastering your scripts and be able to say them without a prompter script and anything like that? Just say them, just flow. Or you should just have it, make sure you should have it written down.
Both. I'm not big on either. It depends on the circumstance. If you're acting a movie, you've mastered your script to speak from your heart. But remember, there will be so many cuts because if you forget, they can edit.
Yeah.
So what? So I would say both. For me, what's more important is know the material, believe it, let it be authentic, let it come from your heart. I no longer teach raise your head, do your shoulders this way. Now I teach believe what you're saying. Because when you believe what you're saying, your body follows.
It will show it, yeah. It will show.
So come from a place of conviction. Believe the value of what you are saying. Believe the words you are saying. Believe that you would make impact and your body will follow.
Wow.
So whether you are scripted or not, believe it.
It's a flow.
Yeah. With practice.
With practice. You should start saying to you like this. I kind of enjoy our conversation because the way you talk gives the energy is infectious. It kind of transfers to me. So it also gives me the confidence to also talk, because there's some guests that when you're talking to, sometimes the way they answer or sometimes the way they respond doesn't really give you the confidence or know how to put the next question together.
They are not queen of talk. Yeah, now, come on.
But it's actually different.
They are good in other things.
In other things.
This is my territory.
It shows that this is your territory indeed. Now, the second one you mentioned, which is then overcoming the fear of speaking. How can someone overcome that fear of speaking?
Know that fear is a guide, not a deterrent.
Okay.
Fear is like the light on the dashboard of a car. It tells you, check something. Check engine, check tire, check petrol, check brake fluid. The light doesn't say the car is bad. It says check. So what's your fear asking you to check? What exactly are you afraid of? I'm afraid they won't listen to me. So what will I do to make them listen to me? I'm afraid I'll forget my lines, which is one of the most common fears. So what will we do to remember our lines? I'm afraid I won't make sense. I'm talking about the common fears I've heard people express. So what will I now do to make sense? Because every one of them has an answer, has answers, and has things to do. Where fear makes you afraid, because they're two different things. You can have fear and not be afraid. Afraid is that you have embodied the fear, meaning you've not taken action based on what the fear is telling you. You've not interacted with the fear, and you're now afraid. But when fear says, I will forget my lines, and you go, okay, to remember my lines, I will write them down, I'll go with a piece of paper, and this is what I'll say. Are you now afraid? No. You've allowed the fear guide you. So fear is not a thing to run away from. I do not believe anymore that you should bind and cast fear. No. You should sit him down, sit her down, and interact with them. Oh, sorry. Somebody will say, why am I giving him or her? Sit it down and interact with it. And say, fear, what are you telling me? And fear says, I'm telling you that they might not hear your voice at the back, Oh, do you have a microphone? Can we use something to amplify my voice? Yes, good. Are you still afraid? No. The fear guided you. What are you saying? So when you interact with your fear and sometimes write things down and take action based on what the fear is suggesting, then is that something to overcome? That's now the next question. So should we be overcoming our fear? I would say we should be letting the fear guide us to do more. And it's fear of anything. It's not only fear of speaking. Fear of getting married. Fear of relocating. Fear of changing jobs. It's telling you something. I'm afraid of changing jobs because I don't know if I can get along with the people in that new
What if it's fear
place.
of the unknown?
So
You
it
just
is
don't
now,
know.
what are the possible... That's why you see websites have frequently asked questions. Because every unknown can be known. I'm fear of the unknown. What are the possible things that could... Okay, perhaps it could be this. You see, you start writing personally frequent... You write your own personal frequently asked questions or unknown. What are the things that could be unknown? What if I get there and there's now a tribalism? What do I do? And you start figuring it out. Okay, if I get there, they say they only do this and do that for people who are from here, then I will do this. The moment you begin to write it out, think it through, then you see the fear has helped you. So it shouldn't be overcome. It should be embraced and interacted with. And then action should be taken based on the interaction that has been had. But if there's no action, you might now start feeling a sense of guilt or annoyance with yourself because, and I thought about it too, but I didn't do anything about it. You see, it has cascaded into something else and then you become afraid.
Wow. This is a very unique perspective. Now, there's something you did when I called you for this follow-up episode.
Okay, what did I do?
There's something that I observed, rather. Let me use that word, observed. And correct me if I'm wrong. I called you, I think that was around, let's say 9 a.m. or so. Probably you were still sleeping. I don't know. But you even inside that tiredness or sleep, you're still sounding kind of ebullient, cheerful, and still this charisma. I said, this woman still tries to embody who she is at every moment.
All the time.
How do you do it?
Wow, okay, I now see what you mean by we're going to go deeper. One, let's start with my name. Joyce has various meanings, including an overflowing of joy. I embody it. I didn't learn it. I came like this. And that reinforcement where people call me Joyce all the time, I have opened my heart and my mind to live the true meaning of the name. And this was since I was a child. 2, I want to live a whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled life. So I have curated my life to have and do the things that make me feel whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. So every single day, I am high. I am high on fulfillment. I'm high on gratitude. I was telling you off camera that gratitude is my predominant state of mind. Being grateful is my predominant state of mind. I don't think you'd catch me any hour in 2026 where I have not been in a state of gratitude. So I am so grateful for everything that I'm always in a good state. And that's the life I want. I don't want any power outside of me to be able to control me, to put me in a state that I don't want. I want to conjure from within me the ability to be in the state that I really want because I am so clear. I have seen people who are in poor states of guilt, shame, anger, fear, frustration, and I've seen the state of being in the state of joy, peace. One is better. And this is where I want to be. This is where I live. This is where I reside. This is me 24 hours every day. That's the life I want.
Do you get angry at all?
I do get angry, but anger is an emotion, is a secondary emotion that masks something else. So I get frustrated. I might be trying, there was a time the phone before this one was hanging a lot. So that could frustrate me, but not change my state. So when it will happen, I go, what's the thing to do? Restart the phone. Fix it. And after a while, I said, it's time to change the phone. At some point, I bought extra storage in the cloud so I could move things to the cloud to delete things from the phone. And the phone began to move better. It's in staying. It's when you stay in that emotion and you don't know what to do to change the state, then you can go downhill. So I feel all the other emotions. I feel anger, I feel frustration, I feel shame, I feel guilt, I feel all those things. But they don't stay. It's like something hopping on a hot pot. Will it stay? No, it will hop off quickly because I filled myself with the things that keep me in a state of joy and peace and fulfillment. The people closest to me know that. She can be angry, but best believe in the next moment, JD, she's back to her state. I'm not denying the truths and the realities of life. I've only learned something higher and it's working for me.
Do you think anybody can be a good communicator, or is a gift?
Anybody can become a good communicator if you learn the principles, give it the right attention and practice. None of us was born sitting or standing or talking or walking. We learned everything we are now.
There's some special things, some people are gifted.
So yes, some people could have the proclivity, the innate ability, does not mean others cannot learn it. Everything can be
But we're not
learned.
able to do it like the other person that is gifted.
Well, until you try it for the number of, with the right principles and the amount of time that is required, I cannot say that you can't be good enough. There is the popular 10,000 hour rule we learned that from Malcolm Gladwell in Outliers. So the first question I would ask is, have you done it for 10,000 hours? If the answer is yes, I'll say, how did you do it for the 10,000 hours? Did you use these principles? Until you can show me proof, then I will say you've not done the work that is required for mastery. So, no. Everybody can attain anything if you give it the principles and the time required for mastery. I usually say I'm not really good at languages, but how much time have I given to it? What systems have I put in place? None. Just that it doesn't come to me naturally as it does to some people. But if I give it the time that is required for mastery, I will get it. I know that. Yeah.
You know, some people will say that no matter how you try to work on yourself, or how do I give you this 10,000 hours and all of that, there's some people that may not be able to even put in that hours, and they could be very good enough more than you. Like some people will give an example, they will say, like Messi, let's use football. They will say Messi doesn't work like Ronaldo, but he's the GOAT, he's the best, he's all of that. Ronaldo put in all the work, but he still could not come near Messi. People that have been objective with football.
I always don't get into that Messi Ronaldo conversation because, well, they've both had a phenomenal life. For me, that's more important than who is better than who. Both of them have had phenomenal lives. Both of them put in hard work. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. But when we want to start comparing, that's where we run into problem. Does any of them really feel like they haven't lived the life? I don't think so. I think they both know they have lived the life.
It may not really be about living the life, but about the legacy and what history records for you.
Both of them have phenomenal legacies. I have not interacted with them, so I don't know how they feel every day. But from the outside, it is, could it be better than this for either of them? They're both legends. My point is, whether one came with the talent or one, in fact, let's even say the one that didn't come with the talent. People say Ronaldo didn't come with the talent, right? He had to work hard. But where did his hard work take him?
Being compared with someone that is said.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
How many Ballon d'Ors did he get? And there's so many other talented people who don't have half of what he has achieved. So he is proof that committing to the principles and time will get you there. So, in fact, it has made the point for me that we're comparing both of them at all has made the point that talent is okay.
Can someone that doesn't know how to communicate remain poor? Is it possible?
Can someone
that doesn't know how to communicate or put their words together, that is not an excellent communicator, can that affect how wealthy the person can become?
Oh yes. It's a the wealthiest people that you and I know, mention any name, I'll show you where they were able to communicate their dreams or their visions to someone. Even if it was just communicating it to their assistant that got the job done. From Warren Buffett to anybody else, they communicated their ideas and their desires. And the clearer they were at communicating it, the easier it was for them to achieve it. Of course, there's hard work, but I want to industrialize Africa. That sentence alone guides everything Aliko Dangote does. That's clear communication. So when you bring an idea to him and he asks you, this idea you brought to me, can it help me industrialize Africa? Let's start there. If the answer is no, then am I going to follow that idea? No. If the answer is yes, then what next? So your ability to clearly communicate your dreams and your desires in a way that you can plug in decisions, and you're on your way to wealth. And what is wealth? Perhaps we should talk about that. Wealth for me is fulfillment. It may not be numbers in the bank account, but fulfillment, because there are people with a lot of zeros in the bank account but no fulfillment. So would I, Joyce Daniels, say that they're wealthy? I go to the basics. Wealth for me at age 44 is not zeros in the account. It is what fulfillment comes with the zeros. And for me, that's my greatest message ever. There are people with no zeros, but are fulfilled. Priests, they swear to piety and poverty, but they serve and they're fulfilled. But they're able to communicate that their wealth is in the service to God. So what's wealth to you?
It's you defining your own wealth.
It's you defining your wealth. And are you on track? If the answer is yes, I would check it. Anybody who is fulfilled and wealthy, check it. They communicated something somewhere right. They communicated it to their spouse. They communicated it to their children. They communicated it to the people they worked with. And that was part of the reason why they were able to get to that wealth. They were clear. Otedola's book came out last year, 2025, right? It made the rounds. And I read it finally in 2026. It was my year. I always have a book that opens my year for me. It was the opener for this year. And when I got to the part where he talked about he didn't go to university, I was like, oh, for real? But he communicated it clearly to his parents why. That his savvy for business was much more than the academic trauma he had been through all his life. And he said, let me run with it. It broke his mother's heart, but his father bought into it and said, I'll support you. Communicated it. He didn't run away. So yes, your ability to communicate your heart's desire is directly connected to the kind of wealth you can get.
Wow. Now, what do you think most people get wrong in how they communicate to people and get them to take action? Because sometimes you may try to say, I've told the person to do this thing, they are not doing, or you're not getting the results you want from people. What do you think they get wrong in that regard?
I will tell you what I was getting wrong. I didn't know what people were looking for. So I didn't know how to match my solutions to what they were looking for.
So you have to know what they are looking for.
Thank you. So who is your audience and what are they looking for? And then how can I match my solution to what they are looking for? The moment you can find this connect, you are more than halfway there. But when you keep communicating in a way that is not meeting the needs of people, then it will keep hanging because they cannot connect the solution they seek to the solution you provide. Someone will say, oh, but there was Steve Jobs who was creating equipment, that phones and the iPod that people weren't looking for. He realized what he knew was that people were looking for convenience. They wanted more music. If they could have more music without playing so many tapes and CDs. So he understood the need for convenience. They were not looking for a device. They were looking for convenience. And so when he sold the iPod, he sold convenience. And people could see why they should buy the iPod. And it began to translate to the phones we have now, right? Why do you want to carry your laptop, your tablet, your documents when you can just have a phone that has all these apps? Once again, what? convenience. So he didn't sell a phone. He sold convenience and people bought. So when you are able to find the nexus between your solution and the needs of the people you're trying to communicate to, you win.
How do you find it?
You ask. Oh, you ask. You ask what people are looking for. You listen to what they're saying. You use their own words. Somebody reached out to me some time ago. She was organizing an event and she said, this event is a safe space for women to do something. So I asked her, I said, how many women are looking for a safe space? She was like, a place where they can talk about their challenges. I said, assume it's Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. A woman is driving home from work. What is going through her mind? Is she saying, I'm looking for a safe space? That's not what she's saying. She's saying, how am I going to deal with these children now who have, when I'm tired, I hope my husband will come home late today. So I have time to finish what I need to do and maybe prepare for him before he arrives. That's what she's thinking. So her language changed to, if you're a woman who is calling your children these children, the moment you started calling your children these children, it means you need a break. And if you find a place where you can take a break with other women and just breathe, would you like to be there? People started responding because they were not looking for a safe space. They were looking for a place where they can say, so you two have these children. You see? So you find it by asking and by listening to the people whose problems you're trying to solve. You want to listen to the words they use so that you can marry what they are saying with what you are trying to solve.
But that is if maybe probably you're trying to sell something to people. What if maybe you have a team, people in the office, and you want to pass a message to them and you want to get results?
Yes.
What's the best way you pass your message?
I'll tell you what I do with Joyce Daniels at Joyce Daniels and Associates. We are a team of 10 of us. And one of the things I said to them was, I know that this is a gig economy. None of you is working for only me. Everybody here is working for multiple people. The person in graphics and design branding, I know you're serving other people. Photography, videography, you're serving other people. Everybody, including my PA, who is now my EA. I know you're serving other people. You have this other business you do. So let's all be clear that we are all doing various businesses. All I need from you is clarity of what is mine. And let's agree when you deliver mine. The fact that I acknowledged that they have other gigs first earned their trust and their respect, and then they want to commit to delivering on mine. That's one. Two, I share clients to them. Every single person on my team. Hey, Lord J, somebody's looking for branding and design. Please serve them. End of story. Please. I don't want anybody coming back to me to say, this person you gave me is not delivering. You better deliver and mine won't fail. He gives me loyalty because I've added to him. Hey, Jag Media, I have somebody who needs your service, your photo and video. Are you free next Thursday? Can you go cover their event? All right, that's their contact. Please, nobody should come back to me to say this person you gave me did not deliver. End of story. But you see, I need mine on Wednesday, on Thursday. So you're going to serve them, but mine won't drop. Will she deliver? Yes. Your question is, how do you communicate to the team? You start by what they need and then what you are bringing. Whether you are selling a product, a service, or you are selling life. Because that's what I'm doing with my team. I'm selling life. I want all of us to be whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. I want people to work with me and be happy and fulfilled regardless of how much I can pay them. And once value is established, price becomes of no consequence. I repeat, once value is established, price becomes of no consequence. The people who work with me, I beat my chest any day, regardless of what they get from me in terms of naira and kobo. They give value because they know that I am also giving value to them.
Wow.
You are the one who said you're going to go deep.
You're really going deep. Wow.
And I can give you all their names so the people who are watching can find them and have conversations with them and not say, now because you did talk for podcast. No, I can give you their names, their numbers, their phone numbers. Reach them. Because it's life. I don't have a spare life somewhere. This is the only one I have. I want this one to count. And I'm hoping that the person who is watching or listening would also want their everyday to count and then do what is required.
Now, there is something I always think about. If people want to share bad news to someone, you don't know how to pass it across, whether how the person may receive it, good, devastated, all of that. Whatever the news is, how best do you pass it across?
Starts with the headline. Bad news always starts with the headline. This is going to hurt.
How do you mean?
I just said it. This is going to hurt.
Okay.
Benzik, what I'm going to say to you will hurt.
So the person prepare for it.
So you're ready. But I also know that what I will say to you, if we are able to walk through things, there can be light at the end of the tunnel. Always start with the headline. What I'm going to say to you will hurt. But my intention is not to hurt you. My intention is to walk through it with you. You see? What I'm going to say to you might shake the foundations of this or that. But there is also so it's in the ability of the communicator, the person leading the communication, to think through, plan through, and go from this end to there. But if it's bad news, always start with the headline. You may not like what I'm about to say, but I'm just going to say it because it will help us go through this. I'm giving you the opening lines. This is a difficult conversation we're going to have now. We're about to have a difficult conversation. This thing I'm about to say to you is one of the most difficult things I've had to say ever. It's one of the most difficult things you might hear this year. You see? We do better when we receive information that way than, oh, you see, we're just, so, and then the person is now devastated.
If you want to sack a staff, how do you pass it across?
Oh, what I'm going to say to you will shake you. But the reason I know it will is this, that. So I don't even use the word sack. I never use the word sack. It's time to elevate. We let go of someone last year, but that was because we have some sort of policy that people stay with us for 5 years. And should they decide to stay longer, then we have a conversation. So he had been with us for 5 years. And the conversation with him was, you've outgrown us. If we keep you here any longer, we'll stifle you. You've become too big for this small pond. Let's send you into the ocean. So it will hurt you to leave because you're comfortable here. But give it time. You will realize it's one of the best things that could have happened to you. How can we make it easier? We'll make recommendations. If there is anything, make a list. And I said this to him. Make a list of people you might want me to introduce you to. Tell me what you would need from me to make your foray into the ocean better. I already know what I'm committing to. So did he feel sacked? No. Has he gone to another higher level? Yes. Is he still part of our lives? Yes. He's getting married very soon to somebody he met on my platform. I mean, come on. I've had tears of joy this year. And he is still very much a part of my life. He's looking and saying, Ma, that thing they posted, can they correct this? Can they correct that? Where is he going? He's gone into the ocean, but would he forget the pond he came from? No, it's difficult to forget because I've communicated life to him. There was a case of letting someone go for underperformance.
Okay, yes.
Let me clarify. I said, what we're going to talk about is painful to both of us. It's painful to me to let you go because I had hoped we would do it. And it will be painful to you because you're going to be thinking about what next. This was what we agreed you would do. Of course, it won't take her by surprise. She had known she had been underperforming. This is what we had agreed for this number of months. This is what we got. should we continue? We have tried this, we have tried that. Perhaps there's something else you want to explore. What could it be? Now, put all these papers aside. Talk to me as a mentor. What's missing? And she says, perhaps she should try this and that. What can I do to help you get there? Someone will say, which one concern me, concern them. Now, this is me, Joyce Daniels. This is how I've chosen to live my life. Please, let's be clear. I don't see work as just work. Everything counts to the overall destiny of a person. That's me. So no, I won't just let it go and say, okay, what's my business? No, it's my business. Because God and the universe have allowed you come through my path. I will go through your path too. So we had a conversation and she said, okay, maybe this, maybe that. And I said, what do you need from me? A recommendation? I will recommend you. And I will be honest. If somebody tells me, I'll say she probably underperformed here because she was in the wrong place. She was trying to do the wrong job. But if she's coming to you on this platform, I expect her to do better. Everybody you hire, you will train. You would go through orientation to fit into your system. So when she goes through your training and orientation, I expect her to fit in. But that thing she was doing for you, I don't need it in my organization. I don't have it. What she came in for was not good fit for her. You see, that's my truth. I'm not trying to make it up. That's my understanding. Because I've had that exit interview, but not just as an employer, as a mentor. So the person I did let go of for underperformance, that was before COVID, maybe 2019 or 2018, we had that conversation. When I met her about 2 or 3 years later, I went for an event. She was a staff in that organization. She told everybody, oh, this was my boss and this was what my boss did for me. One of the reasons I'm here is because she did this. I didn't know she was working there. She had moved from one place to another. And the whole period I was there for the retreat with them, she was excellent. She had found her place.
What if she is stealing?
I would always ask questions. Everything, I'll say until you've asked about 7 questions, 7 levels deep, you've not gotten to the root of the matter. You asked me something earlier in our conversation. I said I saw an ant and I didn't want to kill the ant in the house because it was proof of life. And I said, what if there's an infestation of ants? I will ask, what's attracting them? So if it's stealing as well, it's what's causing it. Is it economic? Is there something we can do to help? I'm not going to just let go, and I don't do one size fits all. I try as best I can to treat case by case. Yes, companies have policies so that, because depending on how large your organization is, you might not be able to treat case by case, but I'm still a small organization. That's the benefit of being small. I can have the conversation and say, what is causing it? Somebody told me a few weeks ago they let a staff go because he was stealing. And I said, tell me about him. He's 31. He has 2 young children. His father had been hospitalized for a while. I said, okay, so that's why he was stealing. Perhaps. He was trying to make ends meet to pay bills for that. Does that make stealing right? No. But at least I understand it. So I will let you go and say, I can't keep you because I don't trust you won't continue the habit. But because I also have acknowledged that there is a real need, if I have, this is what I can give you. I pray it multiplies in your hand. I always say that people know whenever I give money, people come to me to say, oh, I need support. And I say, I pray it multiplies in your hand. This is the seed I can sow. I pray it multiplies in your hand. And I hope that for your destiny's sake, you won't steal again.
Will you recommend that person?
I can, but I'll make it very clear. There's somebody I recommended. Now, that was not stealing, but that was poor customer service. She makes excellent clothing, but her customer service is 0. I recommended her to so many people, but I tell all of them, her customer service is non-existent. If you have the patience, the stomach for it, you want this outfit, her pricing is very good, know that it comes with this baggage. So I would recommend him or her. They did this work for me. They did it so well. They stole. So if you want to hire them for this, I would say put things in place to ensure that they can't even be in situations of stealing. But because I haven't had a situation of stealing myself, I know that the person who was telling me about that staff that stole, I said, if you kept him on, what will you do to prevent him from stealing next time? They're like, oh, no, we can't even keep him. Joyce, because this person who was conversing with said the staff was very good. I said, I'm not sure I will let him go. or let her go, I'll negotiate. What can I do to make you stay without stealing? Joyce, I will have the conversation because it's a tough conversation. That's all. It doesn't, you remember I talked about emotions. The emotions will come, the anger, the shame, the fear, the bitterness. But I want a whole, healthy, happy, fulfilled life. This person's job was good for me. Let's talk about it. What can I do to make you not steal here and still work? If you say you will stay, I promise you I will not refer to you stealing anymore. But I will make sure you no longer have access to this and that, so that it's because there's now a trust issue. So I won't even give you the opportunity to steal, right? But if you think you can stay, then let's make it work. That's me, Joyce. I read on a Facebook post, not Aki Dania. Oh my God, Aki, what's Aki's surname now? He owns a House of Lunettes, eyeglasses. I'm just saying it in front of me. Aki wrote a post on Facebook, maybe 2015 or 2014, and I read, he said his staff had left him to a competitor, and after about 7 months or so, she applied to come back, and he took her back, and people were wondering why. He said, the amount of knowledge she's coming back with. What made her, of course he had an interview, and he realized she got there, she realized she had a better deal here, he was a better boss, there was a better blah, blah, blah. So would she show more loyalty when she comes back? He said, I think so. So why am I going to let her go? Because I was feeling what?
Ego.
Let her come back and plug it in and say all the things you learned there. Come on. In fact, you will do step down. You will teach everybody what you learned there. And you will do this and that. And in fact, now I'll give you very clear deliverables, clear targets now that you are back. So that should you decide to leave again, I won't be hurt because whilst you were here, you met on this. I would have a more robust conversation with you now, and I'll take you back quickly. That's how my brain works.
Wow. Now, sometimes people are trying to pass message across, and the words they try to use, how it may fall on people. If you're trying to teach someone something, what are the right words you should use or the ones you should avoid to ensure that those statements fall at the right spot for that person?
Context. Who is this person you're trying to teach? What do they know? Where are they coming from? Keep it simple always. The simpler the communication, the easier on the brain. The brain trusts simplicity. The simpler and clearer a thing is, the easier for the brain to trust it. That's science. So when a sentence is so complicated, the brain can freeze. But when it's simple, it's easier to glide. So keep it simple and ask a lot of questions. As the teacher, you should almost ask questions more than the student. Have you understood it? Where is the challenge? What should I explain again? What is the... So the more you ask questions as a teacher, the easier it is for your student to learn. But many times teachers dump and they don't know whether there's been a receiving. So it's not just, do you understand? Yes. You see some teachers will say, okay, tell me what you understand. And by the time the child cannot, or the person, not the child now, the individual cannot respond, you know that there's something called power distance, where you can't really speak to people in authority. In Nigeria, in Africa, generally, we have a large power distance. So even when somebody you're teaching doesn't understand, they may not say they don't understand because they don't want to offend you. They don't want to look stupid, all of that. So you, who is coming with the knowledge, you will ask, okay, explain it in your own words. And by the time they explain, you'll know whether they get the concept or not. And depending on how well you want them to say what, you can say, okay, the way you explained it, excellent. It means you understand the concept. I want you to use this word instead of this word. Instead of saying tribe or tribal, say ethnicity, because it's more internationally or globally accepted. You see, so you've started layering. So now they have the confidence to take more. So don't say, is that what I said? Olodo. Didn't you hear me say ethnicity? Why are you now saying tribe? No. Don't diminish their confidence in trying to teach. Give them reason to be confident enough to accept the knowledge. It's confident people who learn better than frightened people. So give your your learners confidence to build on. Has that answered your question?
Yeah, perfectly. Now, if you want to correct someone on wrongdoing, like your child, staff, or anybody, how do you do it to ensure you get the effective result you want?
Dale Carnegie Leadership Principles, I think it's number 26 or 27, says allow the other person save face. I'm not telling you I practice this 100% of the time. Sometimes I fall. But I would say that to a large extent, I try to practice it. Correct the person where they can save face first.
Explain.
Praise in public, correct in private. Don't say it in front of everybody. This thing you did, what's that? You can say that only when both of you are, what's that rubbish you just did? Both of us. But I won't use those same words in front of everybody. Now, an even more empowering way to say, like I was correcting somebody on my team today, was how can we use this same context but in a more empowering way? What would we change about this video or this carousel to show even more excellence and more power? And she looked at it and she said, okay, we can change slide 2. Instead of using this photo, we can use a photo that shows you doing this. So she's creating the solution herself because I've directed her thoughts. I've corrected her, but I've empowered her. So show them the value of where you're going and give them reason to contribute. Give them an opportunity to contribute to the success. So now that she's the one who has made those corrections, she feels more empowered, right? So it's constantly, it goes back to what's the purpose of all this? To live a whole, healthy, happy, fulfilled life. If I've destroyed this person whilst trying to correct them, is that a fulfilled life? To me, no, it's not. I want her to walk away and go, Majedisha, when she corrects you, you say, if you go no say, but you will feel okay. So correct, do you want to shame? And be clear. Sometimes the correction is not to correct, it's to shame the person. So be clear. Do you want to shame the person or do you want them to have a changed behavior? And that there was a time I shouted at somebody and I said, no, I was not trying to correct you. I wanted to shame you. Tomorrow I can correct you. Today I just wanted to express my anger and make you feel some shame. And I owned it. And I apologized the next day because at the end of the day, making him feel shame was to what end? Was ego. Oh yeah, sorry. So, sorry I said that yesterday. I really shouldn't. It made me feel good in the time. But in the long run, I'm so sorry I said that. This is how to do it going forward. Would I still do that in 2026? No, because I know better. With children, with colleagues, with people at work, with spouses, with parents, with self. Do you want to shame yourself or do you want to correct yourself? Which one? Because sometimes we feel bad. I shouldn't have done that. I did that. Then you go through the rigors of shame. But now, what have you done to correct yourself? Okay, next time I will do it this way instead. That's where correction is going. But many people just stay with the shame and the guilt and leave it there. So correct. Teach to correct. I'm trying to. I want to be very clear in what I'm saying. Is it clear to you so far?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Okay, so I'll leave it there. And I trust if it's not clear, you bring me back.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Now, we've been saying it more like in first person. Now, let's look at it the other way around.
Please hold on. Before you go there,
Yes.
Remember where you were going on. I said, let the person save face. And the other thing you can do to correct other people is to show your own frailty. When I was your age, I made the same mistakes. So it's okay. It comes with the territory. The benefits that I have now is I've had more experience. So let me show you what I have learned or what I've done differently to give me different results. The person feels at peace. So acknowledge your own frailty. Depending on context, every time. It's not in every context you do that, but the more you are able to give them, that's what we call giving them grace. How old is this person? She's only 32. At 32, what did I even know? I say, look, when I was 32, I don't think I'd even done as much as you have. So it's okay. Okay? 2 things we can do to avoid this from happening next time. Number 1, number 2. Try to ensure that your correction is structured. Don't say too many things. say one, say two. I always like to say two things, or one thing, two things, one thing. I might say, okay, I'll even give you a third, but two things we can do two. So that way their thinking is directed, is focused. Okay, two things, let's change one, let's change two. So many times I want to correct something, I say, what two things can we do to make sure this doesn't happen? And then they think, number one, we can. Then after two, they say, oh, there's even number three, there's four. But at least I've gotten you thinking in the right direction. So sometimes acknowledge your own frailty before you correct others.
What if you are at the receiving end and someone says something you don't like, or someone throws bad words and all of that? How do you respond?
Me, I always give excuses for people in my head. Oh, if they knew better, they would say it differently. She's using those words because she doesn't know that anger is a mask to something deeper. That's why she's using angry words. So while you're shouting and saying those things, I'm already making the excuses for you in my head. So many times I'm not hurt. Yeah. Last year, someone said something to me that could have really hurt. But I said, she's hurting right now. And everything around her is only, she will hurt. Hurting people hurt, right? So her hurt is overflowing. And that's why she said that to me. When she was not hurting, if she was not hurting, she would never say that. So I give her grace. And I wrote it to her. I said, I believe you said this because of how hurt you are, how you are hurting. And so I'm not going to respond to you. And she apologized later. But I didn't really need her apology. It was good, but I had made the excuse for them. And this has come with maturity. I'm not telling you I've always been like this. As I've gotten clearer with what I want for my life, and I've learned the principles of leadership, the principles of communication, the principles of human relations, I've gotten better at handling some of these things. So even when some people horn for you on the road, madam, get out of the road, I don't even answer. Before I say, come on, keep quiet. Now I just go. So who is living a better life? Me.
And sure. What if it's someone just throws an insult at you immediately to your face? How do you respond? What do you tell the person?
Two things you can say. Say that again. I can say that again. And then the person may now catch themselves and go,
process that word.
The person says it again, and I go, do you mean that? Or did you mean that? And they, well, I said it because you. So now they're giving me more, they're clarifying that this thing, anger, is a secondary emotion. It is always masking a primary emotion. They might have felt threatened, that's why they gave off as anger. They might have felt insulted, that's why they gave off. Anger is not a primary emotion. It masks something behind. So when I asked that question, is that what you meant? Well, I didn't mean it that way. What I was trying to say is, you see, now the truth has begun to come out. But because I have learnt this, I learnt it as a communication tool. I've learnt it as a human relation tool. That's why I can apply it. If you don't have the tool, you can't use it. So rather than doing spots, you're asking me spot questions. For somebody who is listening, there are principles to learn, there are books to read, there are courses to attend to know these things so that you know how you can use them. Because I don't want somebody to say, now wow, only she. No, I'm well read. I'm well attended. I've attended all sorts of courses, programs, and podcasts. So I learn and I apply because I want to live a whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled life. So I learned the things that I can use to help me. Remember I said, I don't want the power outside. If somebody insults me and all of a sudden I'm on the ground, it means they have power over me. I don't want that power with anybody, anywhere in the world. I want the power within me. So I'm learning the tools so that no matter what comes, I have the power to block. So I can ask, did you mean that? And if they say, yes, I meant it because you're really a fool, like, okay. And then I can ask myself questions. Joyce, what did you do to make somebody think you were a fool? Oh, you walked in there and you didn't greet. In Nigerian parlance, it's only fools that do that. You were actually, that thing you did was foolish. Now, am I angry? No. All I'll say to myself is next time when I go into such a room, I will greet. I can even ask the person and say, what will I do better next time? Because clients, your most agitated, your angriest clients always are the ones who are giving you exactly what you need to do to become best. If you can listen to what they are saying, not how they are saying it. Your angry clients who are spewing. Take what they are saying. They are showing you the way to your success. I've been sitting down here 15 minutes. Nobody attended to me. It means somebody should attend to this person within 2 minutes of walking in. If you do it, you're at the top of your game. But because they said it in an angry tone, remember, anger is a secondary emotion. You know, what she do? Oh, she's always shouting. That women, that's like, you missed the point. And next person will come in and they will have the same shoddy service because you couldn't hear what she was saying. You heard how she said it.
Wow.
I've grown that insult is speaking to, it's feedback. It's speaking to something higher. If they said you're a fool, what did you do to give them that foolish vibe? Alas, I wasn't supposed to wear trousers there. Women don't wear trousers there. So it came off as foolish. Joyce.
Because something that is foolish may not be foolish in another place.
In context. Context is
context.
key.
Yes.
Context is king. In context, what I did was foolish. I see why they called me a fool. I would send a message and say, I'm so sorry I came wearing trousers. I might not acknowledge I'm so sorry I was foolish. No. I would say, I'm so sorry I came wearing trousers. It will never happen again. If it's a place I need to go next time, you best believe I'll go in my wrapper. Because that's what made me look
Foolish in their eyes.
And then if it was unfounded, then I go, they are dealing with something that's deeper than this. So it's on them. Because imagine somebody insults me and say, look at you, man like you. I'm like, am I man? So it's on them. There's something wrong with what they're saying.
Sometimes it's about the person, not about you.
Bro, sorry, like, life is hard for you. Sorry. I may not say that, but in my mind, I've made the excuse and I might even say, you know what, well done. There are people who have been rude to me, customer service. You know, even recently I encountered one and it was at one of these visa collection offices and she just spoke anyhow. So when I sat down, remember my mission in life is to live a whole, healthy, happy and fulfilled life. I'm guided by it. And part of that mission makes me live sunshine with other people. So I said, I'm sure people have been frustrating you since morning. Sorry. She looked at me the first time she removed her face. I said, I don't mind, you can take a break. If it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you need to walk to the restroom, drink water, just breathe. I'll wait for you. But you're too beautiful to let pressure get you here. So I, Joyce, I'm willing to wait, take a break. I saw how her entire physiology changed. Then I said, what's your name? She looked at me again. I said, no, if it's maybe by law, you're not allowed to say your name, it's fine. Because I noticed none of you is wearing a name tag. It's okay, don't tell me. She told me her name. I said, okay. If you need a break, it's fine. Because life is lifing. And at a point, she giggled like that. And she said, madam, it's okay. I can go on. And she gave me her better self came out because I allowed her better self, because I demand her better self. I will not allow her mistreat me. Because I know what I want, I've conditioned her now to give me that side. I always get some of the best customer service everywhere because I know what to do for you to give me that best side. Because I would live a happy life. This place I came to eat, I would enjoy this food. Your bad attitude will not take away. When they say, can you imagine the bad attitude? No. So when I walk in, what's your name? Abel. Abel, how are you today? Abel, have you eaten yourself before you serve me food? Abel will laugh. I'm already getting the best out of him. Someone will say, but that's not manipulation. What does manipulation mean? Moving things around to suit you. So yes, it's manipulation. Manipulation is not a bad word. We just use it many times in negative, when we want to connote negativity. The word itself is a neutral word. So if I need to manipulate you so that we can enjoy the relationship together, then I better manipulate you to get that.
Yes.
As long as I am not cheating you, I'm not taking away from you. The way I've spoken to Abel now, he's smiling, he wants to serve me better. He's happier. Because how many customers have made him feel good? How many customers have made him feel seen? How many customers have mentioned his name? So I've also given him something. And he is giving. It's a win,
Win-win situation.
The book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, says what? Go for win-win. If I'm going to have an effective deliberation, whether it's at a restaurant or at an airport, then I want to go for win-win. Hello, Halima, how are you? And she looks up and she goes, I said, your name is there on your name tag. Because how many customers has she served today that didn't even acknowledge that she has a name? Hey, madam, where's the hurry up? Hello, Halima. And she looks up. Because I learned from Dale Carnegie, number 6 principle of human relations. It says, remember that the name of a person is the sweetest and most important sound to them. So I'll call her by her name, and then she feels appreciated. And she goes, yes, ma, how can I help you today? And so she will give me better service than the person she just served, because I've given her something to live up to. I've learned these principles so that I can live the life I really want.
The way you are living like this, some would think that maybe you don't get angry, you don't get sad, you don't communicate sadness and all of that, like you try to do the other day I called you. Do you have situations where you express anger or sadness and it shows in your conversation, your communication?
My mom died last year. It was a sad event. But quickly, I took stock of what from my perspective, was her life. And everything showed that she lived a good life. And so I was sad to miss her, but happy to let her go. Because if I do believe there is a better life after, would I really want her to come back here? The answer is no. For people who want to even move to Canada, not heaven, no. Canada, Sakaba.
Canada, yeah.
If they get on a plane to go to Canada, and I start crying, I miss you so much, come back and stay here. Do they want to come back? No. So I'm happy to let her go. So you see, I've done the work in my own mind so that I can cope with the sadness. I wake up almost every Sunday feeling sad about my mother's departure. I bought a plant and I named the plant Nancy. That's my mom's name. And so from time to time I go to talk to the plant. How are you doing today? When I water her on Sundays, I say, Nancy, have you seen the dress I'm wearing today? That's me dealing with my sadness. So yes, sadness comes. Do I feel angry? Oh yes. There are times I have shown extreme anger even to people I work with. One of them, I shouted at her so much in January this year. I said, if you try me, I will come for you and I will beat you. And you know that I lift heavy weights, so I can beat you. And after beating you, I will sit you down and teach you the principles of life. Because we are going to a place of success. And if you have decided you will stay here, then you will align. And if you cannot align, you quit today. I will not tolerate this rubbish. So you tell me where you are, in or out? And she said, I'm in. So what do you need to do? I adjust. Just today. Let me never, ever revisit this. I've moved on. So yes, I know what to do with anger. It won't destroy me. I would use it to get the results I want. Has she done that thing again since then? Never. She must try me. Because I also gave her something to hold on to. And I think I wanted her to see that I could be angry. Because in fact, my entire team, they had never seen me that angry. But I didn't do it in front of everybody. I sent her a voice note. When she sent the voice, I'm sorry, I've never heard you shout like this before. I said, because what you did was so bad. I needed you to see how much it hurt me. And it could hurt you. It's not just about me. It's about us. It's about what we're building. You see, I've gone back into coaching mode. It's bigger than just being... So the anger was because, come on. And I said, guess what? If it was somebody else who did this, I may not be this angry with them. But we've learned this, we've done this, we've done that. Come on, girl. She's flying today. She's flying. I doubt she would ever see that kind of anger from me again, but it's okay to express it when I need to. There were times my son, I would say, bring your bomb here. I am going to flog this bomb because this bomb is going to sit with kings. If I don't flog it for you to remember that this thing you did today, you should never do it, then I would deny you the opportunity to sit with kings. Turn around! David, I am flogging your hands because they are blessed hands. And if I allow your hands stay doing foolish things and I don't flog the foolishness away from it, you won't get to the destiny of handling great things. I said, open your hands. James, open your. I'm flogging you because you're great. Say with me, my hands are great. My hands are blessed. Flog it. Every time you remember this pain. See, if you have a conversation with my son, there was a time I was going to punish him. And he said, Mom, instead of praying, just pray for me. I said, no, pray for you, but I'll still punish you. Because it's programming. I need you to know that when you think of some of this pain, you remember why. So yes, someone say, but there's good. I did the most with what I knew. Has it turned out well? Excellently. I'm grateful for it. Would I do it again? I know much more now. So that's why I don't regret and say, what I did was what I knew, but I did the most with it. If I were to do it again now with all that I know, some things might be slightly different. But would I still flog? Once now. How else would you know I'm an African mother?
Yeah. Wow, this is superb.
So I'm real. For me, I'm living a real life. I just want to do the most with what I know per time and be happy and fulfilled per time.
If you're making presentation, talking to people on stage, or talking to someone or trying to say something, how do you know when to stop? Because sometimes the ovation might be too loud. You just continue. You don't know when to say, okay, I'm stopping here. How do you know when to stop?
Stop when your point has been made.
Why do people keep rambling, going
Because of different reasons. One, they may not have planned, written down, orchestrated where their stop was. So now they don't know how to stop. It's usually a rehearsal, a planning issue. It wasn't planned that when I make this point, I stop here. So they now start repeating themselves because they don't know where to land. So it's usually a planning issue.
Okay.
And when you plan it, your instincts might want you to keep going, but you bite your tongue and you say, no, I've made the point. And by the time you do that over and over and you reinforce it, you reward yourself for doing the right thing over and over again, you find that you've begun to stop where the point has been made. Regardless of where the ovation is. So what is the big picture? Is the big picture to make a point, or is the big picture to get ovation? Standing ovation or whatever ovation. If the big picture is to make the point, stop where the point has been made. I'll stop here.
I have one or two, some few challenges here.
Okay.
And the first one is, we're in an elevator with Dangote. Let's use him hypothetically.
Okay.
And you have 1 minute to convince him to be your mentor. What would you say?
I don't want him to be my mentor.
Let's use anybody that you want to be your mentor. Let me think of who do you think, or who do you admire?
Everybody I admire, I have access to.
Everybody you admire?
Yes.
Even internationally? Let's say there's someone you admire internationally.
By books or podcasts, I have access to their thinking. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
I'm trying to disabuse our minds from only one-on-one mentorship.
Okay.
What is mentorship? What do I want from you? I want to learn something from you, right? I want to be guided by your knowledge, right? Is that not what I'm trying to get?
Yes.
If it's in a book you've written, then I have what I need. I don't have to know you. Because many of us stay stuck because we have not met the person. That can be a nice to have, that you now know the person and the person knows you. But if there is a book, a podcast, a conference where they're going to speak, then I will get access and collect what I want, because I want a whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled life. So I'm not going to wait until I'm stuck with you in an elevator, which the chances are so minimal to none. I would find other ways to get it. But if I'm stuck in the elevator,
yes, with someone, hypothetically, yes.
Hypothetically, what I have done is I didn't ever use the word mentor in the conversation. I would so much like to have tea or lunch with you and just talk about life, if you're open to that. I may have a few questions to ask you during our time together, but most importantly, I would just love to be in your presence and have tea or lunch. Which would you? I do this, I do that, I've been able to do this, and you are my hero. And if we're able to sit, I would love that.
I mean, it's strong enough to get the person to say, I want to have a tea with you.
It has always worked for me. Bar none. Because they don't feel under pressure. This person just wants tea. But the moment you start mentor and they go, I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, I don't, look, madam, okay, well, my PA is here, maybe they give you the number. But I just want tea. And let's just talk about life. Is that okay? I'm more often than not, they go, I can do that. Make it easy for the person to say yes. And tea, coffee, lunch is almost always easier than mentor me. It means I need to know you. You're giving me work. Mentorship is work. Why do you want to give me work? With all the things I'm doing in my life, you want to add more work to me? No, I don't want to do that. And because I get the request for mentorship a lot, I already know that many times when I hear mentors, you want to take from me. But if you say, Ma, can we have lunch? I go, okay, I can eat. Yeah, let's have lunch. And you go, and I might ask you, are you paying for the lunch? Or am I the one paying? Are you taking from me? Because I can have lunch for free in my house. And they go, Ma, please, I'm willing. Can I buy you lunch? Can we sit and I'm happy? And there was a girl who got me that way. She said, please, Ma, can I buy you lunch? I may not be able to take you to this and that, but there's this nice restaurant that is not too expensive. This and I said, girl, I'm in. I knew where she was going, but she made it easy.
She made it easy for you to
did I let her pay at the end of the day? Of course not. But I appreciated the fact that she put some thinking into it. So I will not ask them to mentor me or convince them to mentor me. I would ask them if they're willing to have tea, coffee, and when, where. And I will make them want to do it. And they go, yeah, we could actually have tea. And I could say, when can we do it within the next 2 months? And they go, maybe 3 weeks from today. We'd have coffee I said, is there a favorite spot you have? I say, yes, I do like to have coffee at Happy Coffee in Ilupeju or Happy Coffee, wherever she is. Okay, we'll be there. Thursday, you say? I would clear whatever I need to clear to be there on Thursday. Thank you so much. How do I reach you to follow up with it or take my PA's number? In fact, you know what? Take my number. And I go, I promise I will not misuse this privilege of having your number. Oh, that's fine. Because they already see that this is somebody that has some sense. And they go, no, take it, that's fine. And I go, what I have done is I go to my Google Calendar immediately, create the Thursday 4 p.m. coffee with X, and I share them the link, and I say, just to add it to your calendar so that we are. And they go, oh, smart of you.
And it's true. This
has always worked. It has never failed. The one person I said to physically that wants to be my mentor never responded to me again, even though he gave me his number.
Wow.
But if I had asked him for lunch, would have had several lunches by now. Yeah.
And it's true. Make it easy for them to say yes. You start talking about mentorship. I want you to do this for me. It's like you are coming to take.
No.
But when you do it as though you are coming to give, you guys are just coming to relax.
In fact, I had dinner with a mentor of mine recently, about a few weeks ago. We're actually having, but we do it now. He was the one who said we should do this every month, and I said, sir, I agree, because I really enjoyed myself. What did I do? There are these cards, deeper expression cards by Dr. Maimuna Kadri. I took some of the cards, I looked through some of them that had easy questions like, what's the most expensive gift you've ever bought for yourself? What's the best advice you've ever heard? What's the most embarrassing moment of your life? So I took some of those cards and I said, sir, I came with a few questions for you. And I said, they're very light, just I want to know you more. But I wanted to guide the conversation since you had said we had 2 hours. Tell me about the most expensive gift you bought yourself. And I go, I bought my house in London. I said, oh, tell me about that. He said, okay, it was when I turned 56. And it was, you see, nostalgia, joy. And I go, what prompted? So I'm now asking the mentorship questions that I want, but I've come from, remember, the need of your audience. His need is to be at peace, is to be happy, and now he can give me what I want, which is guidance, without saying you're guiding me. So I've heard him say, okay, so how come you made that decision? What did it set you back? And he goes, oh no, I did this other thing. So I know, okay, when I want to buy my own house, I should do this. Everything doesn't have to be, okay, so now that I want to buy my house, what's your advice for me? Don't do that now. Ask what they did when they bought their house. Then you can borrow. I say, okay, I'll copy that thing you did. Make it about them. And then they enjoy themselves. And after the first time, I was like, no, Joyce, we have to do this again. I enjoyed myself so much. I said, I'm glad you did. So next, where would you like us to meet? Where is a happy place? I had lunch in March, I had lunch with another mentor of mine. He even reached out because we saw at an event. And I said, oh, sir, it's been a long time we had a one-on-one. And he said, oh, yeah, we should have lunch. Maybe later today. I said, yes, where would you? And he gave me a place. Let's go. And when we got there, he said, you know why? I said, why did you choose this place? He said, because if we had gone anywhere else, half of the people will always stop and say, hey, sir, oh, I'm a fan of yours. I'm a sign, and they take away from the conversation you and I are trying to have. So many times I go to certain places, I don't enjoy myself because people keep coming to greet. Oh, sir. So I brought us here, that's so quiet. Nobody has, besides the waiter, nobody has come to ask us any question. And I go, oh, then I remembered that sometime last year I saw him at the Hilton at the executive lounge, and he was with someone, and I also went to greet him. And I was like, oh, that's how I did when I met you. He was like, yes. And so many people were coming. And I said, next time, can we have a quieter place? I go, oh. So you see, I've learned something from there. So the next time I want to take another mentor out, I say, where would you like to go? They say here. And I go, would it be quiet enough for you? And I go, yeah, I don't mind. Oh, I've been there before. Or if they say, no, you suggest. I say, I suggest this place because it's quiet. You would have minimal interruption, right? Because I've learned from my conversation with the other mentor. Don't go and take them to one place because you want people to see. I would like people to see that I'm having lunch with this woman or this man, no. But the big picture is I want them to guide me. So let's set it up to happen.
I've never looked at it in this direction that you mentioned, and it's quite very, very. This your strategy will deliver result at least 95% of the time.
100, bar none. Everybody that I have as a mentor in my life or as a role model, especially those ones that I wanted to meet, I always followed the plan. I would even tell you one, Tara Fela Durotoye. For the longest time, I'd wanted to meet her, but I didn't want to meet her to just know me. I wanted to be able to go to her house because I didn't just want mentorship. I wanted paddyship.
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted. There's something else. I want close it. I want to call her. Say, hey, Joyce, how you doing? Not just, hey, who is this? I always say it's not just whose number you have, it's who has your number. So I want her to be, hey, baby girl, how are you? I wanted that. So in 2010, I was selling something, and somebody said, oh, Tara needs this thing. Maybe you should come sell to her. I said, no, that's not how she would know me. You can sell it to her. Let her never know. Oh, this person is Tara's friend. You know, she can introduce you. He can introduce you. And I said, no. She would meet me in a place of value and go, who is this girl? I want her to be in my circle. So the first time the event in 2013, she couldn't make it. 2014, she was keynote speaker. I was master of ceremonies. I prepared my introduction of her and the topic. In fact, for the entire event, I was ready. She was in the green room. And I'm saying this on camera so it can be verified. She was in the green room when her PA came out to say, Tara wants your card. She's like, who is that person? You're so good. I said, now we're talking on my terms. So when she gave my card, the convener of the event came to me and said, Madam Tara was saying I should collect your card. I said, take a second card. So by the time the event was over, they shipped her off to where the VIPs were having lunch. I was still trying to end the event. I got there. It was the home of the Vice Chancellor, River State University. The event was in River State University. She was at the dining, eating, and as I walked in, she said, I kept this seat for you. She had put her bag on it. She said, once I asked them, they said you were coming, I kept the seat for you. I didn't want anybody to sit here. You're so good. Who are you? Give me your number. In fact, no. Take my number. Call me. When are you in Lagos? You have to come to my house. And that was how, from that event, the next time I saw her was in her house.
Wow.
And we sat down on the floor, we had a meal, and I told her, when I told her this person was supposed to introduce me, that person, I said, no, I want you to meet me, and you say, who is this person that I love? She said, oh my God, you got me. I say, yes, so that I can be here lying down and eating dodo on the floor of your house. Strategy is the plan, the overarching plan, or the overarching plan, which of the pronunciation is correct. Overarching plan to get a job, to get a thing done. So sometimes all we need to do is think a little deeper. And I always refer to the 7 habits of highly effective. Effective means you got the result. It says begin with the end in mind. Be proactive. Go for win-win. Many times we're just thinking of win for us. We're not thinking about what's a win for the other person. Be proactive and begin with the end. How do I see this ending? Do I just want to have a mentor, or do I want somebody who I can call up almost anytime and they respond to me? So when you think of that end, you walk back and know that sometimes it will take time. It won't just be this touch and go. It will be this, it will be that. Some people buy gifts. I'm not a big gift buyer, I will tell you that. I give value in other ways. Does that mean I don't buy gifts? It's just not the way my mind works. I don't think of gifts first. I think of what else can I give this person that makes them, and then so I'm still thinking win-win. And then when I can buy a gift, I buy. I've seen people give gifts that were not appropriate. And so they don't get the results.
Yeah, true.
There might have been something else. And sometimes you can find out. There's somebody who sent me something and I knew he wanted us to have some mentor. But what the gift he bought was
it's not it.
Completely inappropriate. When I say inappropriate, it's not something I appreciated. Like, if you've even given me a gift that I didn't appreciate, how do I even want to invite you to sit in my house?
True.
Do you understand?
That could even worsen the
thing.
I'm
like, if you had even done small research to know me, you see that this thing you bought couldn't have been for me. It means you didn't even do your work. So you've not earned my respect enough to say, come up to my table. So it's beyond buying gifts. Do the work. Begin with, I've made the point. Let me stop there.
Now, let me give you this next challenge. Let's say I have 100 million to invest in your company. I'm an investor. Convince me to invest that money on you.
Okay, right now I don't need anybody to invest, but let me think. What's in it for you? What do you want out of this? That would be my first question to you. I would question you, the investor. I wouldn't tell you. I would ask you questions. You've said you have 100 million to invest in our company because you've seen the deck that we need investment. But what do you want more than anything? Returns. If we are not able to make these returns within the first 3 years, can you wait?
When can you guarantee me you'll make your return?
From our projection, it says 3 years. But it might be 5. Can you wait, sir? Now remember, this is Joyce Daniels, who will not allow power to be outside. So no investor is going to take my power. That's me. I've grown here. I didn't jump here. So what I want the listener, your viewer, to do is bigger than just having the investment conversation, is to build their lives to the point where they too can walk away from investment. Yes, because not every investment will give you peace. Peace is important to me. Somebody say, but Joyce, on the way to success, there must be many sleepless nights. That's you. On my way to success, I will sleep. Because God, in his infinite wisdom and mercy, who allowed time for darkness for us to sleep, is not a fool. So he knows, he created the universe that at that time I should be asleep. But I now want to prove that I'm too smart, so I will be awake and then distort the balance of creation because I want to be successful. Joyce Daniels does not believe in that. I believe in aligning with what the universe has given and making the best of it. So you see, if it's dark, when my body is supposed to be cleansing itself, I will be asleep. So if this investor's money is going to take sleep from me, best believe it, Joyce, I will not take it.
What if you need it desperately?
There's always, desperation is a matter of context. What's that desperate thing? So, but see, I don't want to answer questions by the book. I'm answering questions as I am. I don't believe in desperation. I quit a job at 26. I had an official car in Port Harcourt. I was working for a wonderful man called Charles Anusim. I quit the job. I was earning a good salary. I was never owed. I had good commissions, but my whole spirit knew I wanted more. And I didn't know what that more was. But I said to him, if I keep staying here, I won't find that more. So I need to drop this one to go and find it. And everybody thought I was crazy. That was 2007. But I said, sir, let me go. And I gave him his job. So I'm not talking about, that's 19 years ago. I'm not saying that I started doing this now. I had nothing. But even then, I knew that there was something more than his salary. There was fulfillment. So I left the job, left my official car, left my commissions, left Port Harcourt, and I came to Lagos to find my way. I had been emceeing events since I was 10 as a hobby. But that day, November 11, 2007, I finished doing an event in VI, Adeola Odeku. It was the launch of Slick Hair and Makeup. Event finished. It was a very low stage, not a high platform. Genevieve Naji came up on stage. I said, you're so good, you have to do my event in May. This was November. Her event was next May. I said, yes, I'll be there. T.Y. Bello came and said, oh, you are so good. You are graced for this. As I finally came down the stage, Adeson Yenokwe was there, and Adeson said, oh girl, now you go do my event for February. I walked to the restroom, tears coming out. I said, what have you been looking for? It's been here all along. This is it. This is what you've been looking for. You mean these people don't know you from Adam and they give you these compliments? That's how I chose my career till today. I am telling you that it's the life I've chosen. I'm not going to give you responses based on a book. I'm giving you responses based on what I live and what has worked for me. And I repeat, I am one of the most fulfilled human beings that I know. Things don't faze me. I'm not under pressure. I sleep well at night. I'm 44. I have a 23-year-old son. He'll be 24 in November this 2026. I look great. I exercise. I drink 3 liters of water. I sleep at least 6 hours almost every night because I want to live whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. So no, I don't know what desperate means. I am desperate to live a fulfilled life. Therefore, I would check every decision before I make it because my desperation is to be fulfilled. So when somebody says, but what if there's a desperate need? Talking to me, Joyce, I have many questions. I have said it until I've asked almost 7 questions. They are not passing here. I don't know that. What's that desperate thing? A client of mine years ago, she came to me, they were under pressure of this and that and that. Oh, school fees. I said, why are your children going to school? Why don't you keep them at home for 1 year? She almost died. I said, I said, in the next 20 years, in the next 20 years, what consequence would it be that they miss school for 1 year? How much is the school fees? She mentioned. How much is a lesson teacher? A fraction of that massive school fees. What if you pay a lesson teacher to come to your house 2-3 hours every day, and you have the added benefit of adding all sorts of other things to the curriculum? They learn about countries, they learn about this, they have time to play. What do they have lost in the long term? Why are you under all this pressure? Those children stayed at home for 1 year. They are still geniuses. And never will it be in their CVs one day that they missed school for 1 year, because they didn't miss school. They gained life. I don't think in terms of desperation. I think in terms of life I'm living and destiny. So no, I don't know what that desperate thing will be that would make me sell my peace. No, I'm not there. I'm going to stay here because I love this feeling of enjoyment that I have every day. Does that mean I don't have targets and goals? I have targets and goals. But I want to get to my goal and enjoy the benefit of the goal and not get there. My God, on the way, my liver fell. On the way, my lungs stopped working. But I've met the goal. No.
Some people will say, how hungry? No. How bad do you want it?
I want it so bad that I want to get there complete. Because the thing I want so bad is to be whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled.
I think it's about your goal. What do you desire? Your vision. What do you want?
To the person who is watching, if it is money they want above everything else, sorry, I'm not the best person to talk to you because I don't want money above everything else. I want fulfillment above everything else. So it's another person you have on your podcast that will talk to them. I am answering based on. And I've seen this, my skin that I have that is popping at 44. This my dada that I've had for 10 years. The fact that people pay me to play. You see Ikigai, the concept of Ikigai, the thing you are good at. I am phenomenal on stage. The thing the world is looking for. The thing the world is willing to pay for. What's the fourth one? I'm good at, the world is looking for, the world is willing to pay for. The thing that makes me feel happy. I think, what's the fourth one? I have all. I found the thing that I am good at on stage. Then the world is willing to pay for it. Everything is mixing in there. I'm fine. The difference between here and my destiny is, or my future is scale. How much more I can earn. And you see, pregnancy is 9 months. If the conception happens, the seed has been the egg has been fertilized, there's almost nothing you can do until the child is 9 months for it to come out. So for me, the fertilization has happened. The difference between me now and me in future is just growth. And there's some things you can't do too much about. With pregnancy, given all things, you're taking your supplements. If you should, there are many people who have never heard of supplements, but the pregnancy, So that's not, you're eating, you're sleeping, the baby will just continue growing and when it's time. And sometimes it comes with some discomfort. There's heartburn, there's back pain. But you can't say because of this back pain now they should come and bring out this baby at 4.5 months or 6.5 months. No, you wait. So I understand that there's some discomfort that can come with growth. What does a pregnant woman do if she can? She buys an extra pillow to support for the discomfort's sake, right? She buys cold water or she gets cold water. Some will swallow ice just so that it helps the heartburn. You're doing things to create comfort for you whilst you're on the way to that. That's how I've chosen to live. I will create comfort for myself while I'm still carrying this pregnancy. I'm not going to die because I'm pregnant.
Let's come to career people.
Yeah.
Now, there are many out there, baby. One of the things you face is, let's say they're looking for a job and you need to stand in front of an employer to employ you. And most of them, the top frequently asked question is, why should I hire you? How should you respond?
This question comes from, or the response to this question comes from majorly 2 angles. One, the amount of research you have done into the organization and what they're looking for. Remember the need of your audience and how much you know yourself and how you can meet their need. You hire me. So in 2011, I was called by an agency to be master of ceremonies for the River State Investors Forum. And they called me to say the chairman of the planning committee would interview me himself. His name is Atedo Peterside. I was like, hey, he's going to interview me himself. Fantastic. I got to work. So when he sent me a text, hello, my name is Atedo Peterside. When is a good time to call so that I can interview you for this? I said, sir, I'm available now. He called immediately. And he said, what am I trying to achieve with this event? I told him everything I knew. But I was keeping my responses to 90 seconds max so that I don't ramble. Remember, I'd prepared myself. He said, he asked a few questions. And he said, so why should I hire you? I said, one, I doubt on the face of the earth you will find another master of ceremonies who has understood what you are trying to achieve like I have and have explained to you. Two, the theme of your event is change that works. On a good day, you would have hired a man. Let's start with the change that works. I'm a woman who is competent. It will go to the theme of your event. Number three, if you find someone better than me, take them. I stopped there. 3 points.
Wow. The fact that you're able to say if you find someone better than me, take them.
Because it's bigger
You
than
have
just, I'm not
removed
desperate.
that desperation like you want it by fire by force.
And when he saw, I said, number three, if you find someone better than me, Mr. Peterside, take them. Now, I was being interviewed to MC the dinner of the 3-day forum. That was what I was being interviewed for. The dinner of the 3-day program. The agency called me the next day and said, Mr. Peterside said we should give you all 3 days. Because you won't take my peace. That you are Atedo Peterside doesn't mean you take my power.
I swear.
But you see, so he asked me a question. He said, how did you know all of these things? I said, I went to your website, your event website. I Googled, I had a BlackBerry. Now, that must have been Bold 2 or something, one of the first BlackBerries. I spent my time going through the website to study page by page all the things that were written there, how they got here, what the executive summary, what they're trying to achieve, why this. I studied. So it's not random. Remember, you study the need. So when they ask you why you, start with their need. I know you are trying to achieve this and that, and I am bringing this. And if you find someone better than me, then maybe you should take them. That with or without you energy,
I'm fine.
with or without you, is a win. It's a winner.
It's a spectacular strategy.
Almost any day, with or without you. Look, if I do this service for you and you like it, pay. If you say it's not good, don't pay. They don't go anywhere. They will stay there and then they pay you every time. Even this week, I've done it. Somebody came, she wants to join my masterclass, this and that, but she's not sure. I said, look, will you be in the masterclass physically? She said yes. I said, don't pay. If at the end of the masterclass, right there, the term is right there, if you see that it was of value to you, you pay before you leave. But if you feel it was not of value to you, we'll let you go. As simple as that.
How do you enter a room with confidence?
Confidence comes from 2 things, primarily what I know and what I have experience in.
Know and experience?
Yes.
Okay.
If you cannot own what you know or what you have experience in, you can never be confident. It's impossible. Impossible. Confidence comes primarily from 2 things. What I know and what I have experience in. I use David in the Bible as an example. He was sent to give food to his brothers on the field. He got there and saw there was chaos. What's happening? Oh, there's this man over there who is this giant and he's been threatening us and blah, blah, blah. And he says, what would they give to the person that kills him? That was his first question.
Yeah.
Oh, you will get the king's daughter and your family will have tax freedom for the rest of your lives. He knew his reward. What you know. I have experience in killing. Anytime a lion or bear came, lion more speed than this thing I'm seeing moving there. Bear bigger in size and more brutal with claws and teeth than this thing I'm seeing there. And I always killed them. I can deal with this. That's confidence. So entering a room, you can't put on confidence. You either are it or you are not. So I can't teach you confidence. I can only ask you, what do you know? And then you are the one who will remind yourself of the things you know. what experience do you have? You will remind yourself of the experience you have, then you feel more confident. I can't wear it on you as a garment. That's what people call fake it till you make it. And I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in fake it till you
No, I believe in be it. Become it. Grow into it. Why do you want to fake it? I can pull out the rug from under you and I'll mess you up. And you may never be able to recover from it. So no, I won't fake. I will never teach you to fake it till you make it. Become it. Somebody might come and say, oh, this one, I go test her for road tomorrow. They don't know, say, this thing that they talk for you. I am it. I'm not faking it. It's me. If you tear me now and what the blood comes out, you will see that everything I'm saying, I am. So become it so that you're not even afraid. People who fake it to make it, they are so uncomfortable because they don't want anybody to discover the truth. Why do I want to put myself in such a state? Confidence comes from two things, primarily. What I know and what I have experience in. So if you are lacking confidence in something, it's pointing to two things. Get more knowledge about the thing and more experience in practicing the thing. And then you become more confident at it.
Now, now that aspect of fake it till you make it, we are all actors.
Okay, if you say so.
Yes. And people tend to address you, or like they say, dress how you want to be addressed. If you're at home and you want to be comfortable, maybe this is not what you're going to wear when you're comfortable. And you cannot say, oh, this is how I'm comfortable, so this is how I'm going to appear. People may address you in that manner. So we are all actors in one way or the other. So if you're acting, projecting a particular persona just because you want to achieve a desired outcome, can you describe that as faking it?
In context, you may not be faking it because you don't know that there is a better way. You might be doing what you know. You might be limited by your knowledge. I'll explain. In context, there is something called appropriateness. I wear shorts a lot at home. It's not appropriate for me to MC an event in shorts.
Okay.
So that I change from my shorts to my trousers doesn't mean I'm faking it. It means I'm going with what is appropriate.
Okay.
So it's not faking it. It's wisdom. It's sense. In fact, it is common sense. But if I am an entertainer, a music star or dancer, wearing shorts on stage might be appropriate because that's the context.
The environment.
As I'm invited, let me call the name of a musician that comes to mind, Ira Star. That's her name, right? If you invite her to come perform at your event and she wears shorts, would any of us be shocked? Because that's her.
That's her
and
brand.
we brought her to perform here. But if she also decides to wear a suit, we will still love her because, oh, it's beautiful. And she might just say, you know what, I want to wear a suit since they invited me to sing the national anthem at the national something something event. I could have worn shorts, but for the context of the event, I'll decide to wear a suit. Is she faking it? No. That's wisdom. That's somebody who understands life. So there's that. Don't mix the two. That's not faking it.
If you're going for a program,
yes,
probably like some people will say, I'm going for a job contract. And if you appear in that job contract, maybe you take an Uber and appear in that job contract, they may not give it to you. You need to maybe go and rent or maybe this SUV and all of that. Is that faking it?
That is faking it to me.
But that is faking it to make it.
Joyce Daniels, 2018 November, I was invited for an interview by some big women in Lagos. Somebody very dear to me said, come and take my car. In fact, let me hire a car for you because the clout. and he told me the specs of the kind of car I should go with. I didn't have that car. I bought into it. So I called another older friend of mine, like an older brother, and I said, you know what? Instead of me to hire this car, should I come use yours? He said, Joyce, my car costs this. What have you done to earn this kind of money, to own this kind of car? If I was any of those women, I would wonder how come she can have this car. It will put a question mark on you.
Depends on the context.
I'm speaking in context of going to get a contract from these big women. And so he asked me that. And he said, why aren't you going with your car? I said, I want to go with my car. He said, go with your car. That's who you are today. That's where they've met you. I went with my bloody car. And I got the bloody contract. And they came in all their big cars. And I reminded myself on my way there that these people didn't call me because of my car. They called me because of the competence they want of me. And that's what matters. And if I had missed it based on the car, then that's on them, not me. But that's them being shallow. See, remember.
You want to achieve something.
Remember.
What if that contract is millions of naira contract?
I am not, see, you're talking to Joyce Daniels. I'm not moved by the millions.
You could be afraid maybe you cannot handle that amount.
I am moved by my life. And you see, the people who want to hire you, not everybody is supposed to hire me. If who I am is not in line with them, they are free to get somebody else. Have you heard me say it before? Did I say that to Atedo Peterside? If you find somebody better, take. If you find somebody with a better car, if that's what's important to you. My destiny is more important to me than your job. I would love to have your job. I would love to get the millions from you. But I will not trade some of the things that are more important to me. So I didn't do it, and I have never done it. Does that mean I don't want a better car? I want a better car. I want certain because they come with whatever it is. But that's out of my desire for me, not my desire to please anybody out there. That's me. That's me. I wear green. I've worn green for 8 years. Does that mean that when certain companies like MTN have called me to work for them, I went to wear green? No, I wore black. Because I wanted their stage, and in context, it is so inappropriate to wear competition color on their stage. So did my wearing black make it fake? No, I still gave them the best value. But black is also on my brand wheel of colors. It's just that my identity is green. I'm wearing black inside. In fact, I made these pants when I did an MTN event because their primary colors are white, black, and yellow, right? But did I wear their yellow? No, because it's not on my wheel. White and black are. So I wore the ones that fit. If somebody comes to me tomorrow and says, Joyce, you have to wear 100% pink, I might think about it deeply and go, what's the bigger thing here? Do I, to weigh it and say, what would the pink mean to me? Okay, I'll wear the pink, but I know what to do, which I have done before. I made a dress that had, that one, it was blue. I made a dress, and I have the photo somewhere. Half of it was blue, half of it was green, because I wanted to represent their blue and my green. Win-win. And they said, you still wore your green, Sha. I said, and I wore your blue. So it's all in the thinking, but I wouldn't fake it. I will become it. I will be it.
You're actually correct, because this reminds me of my own personal experience. I had this experience. I remember when I worked with Wale Adenuga Productions. I worked with the chairman as his personal PA. Then, when I came into Lagos newly, they called for an interview, and people came there. There are lots of people that came there, because of the name that they have. People came in, different people with dresses and all of that. I came with what I had. I wore what I could afford and what I had then. But after the interview, they tested us and all of that. They gave us something to do. I came out at the top of everybody. We were two. They picked out. The other lady was dressing, corporate, polished. Me, I've not been long in Lagos then. I think that was like 2 years since I arrived in Lagos then. So I quite didn't understand the culture. and how people do. I just came with my worry, understanding. I just dressed casual. So when I went there, after they picked me up, the DMD then, after he selected me, he said, "We have been selected." Even though they picked me and the other lady, they tried as finalists. So he said he selected me, but that we should come tomorrow, the next day. That they're going to tell us to come the next day, and that's so that the lady will not know that she's not selected. So whether I should come myself the next day. So when he sent us off like that, the next day I came back again, dressing like that again, and he said, "I like you. I like what you did, and we are hiring you based on your competence and what you could do. But this your outfit.
We'll change it.
We'll change it.
No problem. We'll change it. So we're indoor.
So
that's part of what your salary is going to do in my life.
About that, and because of my low experience then, in fact, even what I quoted that I wanted to pay me, they increased it. They gave it double. They said, "No, here we don't pay like that. We're going to pay you more, and this is what we're going to give you. Go and change this your outfit. So when you're coming here, you come presentable. We don't want this outlook."
Good people.
So, but I didn't even think it that way. So you could imagine if I didn't really look at how I presented myself and said, "Okay, let's say maybe I tried to come fake it till I make it and look out like other people came, but I could not do the task they asked me to do."
Yes.
I would not be picked up.
I might have missed jobs in the past, maybe because of the way I dress or the way I don't know. It's possible. And what I don't know, I don't know.
You don't know.
What I know is I'm being real. And if it is on the competence of on this job.
On the job itself.
I beat my chest. I doubt there's anybody better than me. Maybe few of us at par. But if you're looking for fairity, I don't know. My sister gave me a pair of Ferragamo shoes, brand new Ferragamo shoes this morning. She gave me Ferragamo, she gave me Tory Burch. She presented them to me as gifts. Because some time ago she was saying that you should buy this, and I was like, I'm not really into names. Me, what I really, really, really want, in fact, and because I want it so much, I've reached out to somebody. I want branded items with JD. I want to have my JD belt, my JD handbag, my JD shoes. I want my own name, and not to sell. For me, I want to wear my own crest, right? I said, I'm not too big on that. But did I love it that she gave me those gifts? Oh yes, because it's nice. My big brother gave me Fendi glasses. I love it. I love to wear it. I'm like, this is Fendi, you know. But I'm not tied to them. And if some way, because I own it now, if it attracts a certain caliber of people, then so be it. But I may not have gone out of my way to get the Fendi just because I want to attract a certain caliber of people. That's why I wouldn't tell anybody not to buy the Fendi because of this. I would say be in alignment with yourself. If you can sleep well at night, and if this is okay for you, then it's okay. It's just not okay for me. So somebody won't say, that's what she's saying now, but do you? It's okay. Do you?
How do you introduce yourself in 30 seconds?
Depends on who I'm speaking to.
And context changes.
Introduction must change based on context. Must. Because begin with the end in mind. There's a place I introduced myself and I started by saying, I'm the mother of a 22-year-old son. And everybody turned because I needed quick attention from these kind of people, and it was not going to be my professional CV that was going to get the attention. It was going to be the fact that I was at that time 2 years ago, I was that young, or I looked that young, and I had somebody that grown. So when I said that first, people were like, what? It's quick attention. Depends on context. I could start by saying, I'm a master of ceremonies and I have been one for 18 and a half years. Depends on who I'm speaking to and what I'm trying to achieve. So I always say, have your elevator pitch, but have elevator pitches, depending on context. And know all of them. Know your powers. Remember, confidence is what you know and what you have experience in. And you can pull out anyone depending on where you are. Oh, I used to be the most talkative child in my class. In fact, the most talkative child in my family, and people will now laugh. And today I've built a business based on my talking. My name is Joyce Daniels. Depending on who I'm talking to, it's about who I am, what I know, where I've been. Oh, I had a child at age 20. I was in my 3rd year in school. I've seen shame. I know shame. I wasn't married. I was a fellowship leader. That child today is 23. He'll be 24 later this year, 2026. My name is Joyce Daniels. See, depends on who I'm talking to. There's so many ways I can introduce myself in 10 seconds and people will get attention. It's what I know, what I have experience in. There's no one way to introduce yourself.
The context and the place.
Context and place.
How do you disagree politely?
Say something that you think I will disagree with.
Say something that you may disagree with. If I say you should cut your nails for me immediately.
Why? Why would you want me to cut your nails?
I think I don't like them.
You see, first thing I did was I asked why. And I might say, depending on context again, if I don't cut my nails, you won't give me the job that we're describing. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
What if I'm able to deliver the job with my nails this way? Are you concerned that it will interfere with the job or it's just the aesthetics? I'm asking you questions again.
It's because I'm traumatized by it and I don't like seeing it.
Trauma. I can cut the nails because I need you to be at peace and me at peace. If I'm going to work with you, it's a win-win. So if I take it just a little long, everything has to be negotiated. But that fear of, let me not talk now before they will take it away from me, that's what makes many of us silent. And just say, okay, no, why should I cut my nail? No, let's have a conversation. And you might say, well, I just feel that you won't be able to type very well. Oh, can I demonstrate that I can type with it? Oh, bring the keyboard. And I type. Does it work? Okay, if you can navigate it, then let's go. I had a conversation. So disagreeing is usually about understanding the other person's point of view. So I want to know why you are thinking what you're thinking. Someone will say, but Joyce, there's sometimes you don't go back. I want to live a whole, healthy, happy, fulfilled life. It's my destiny. I'll have time to have that conversation. What's more important than, is it not my life? Is it your life? So I would ask the question. And then I'll find a common ground because we're going for win-win, because that's how highly effective people behave. I won't just say, they say if I should cut my nails. If I won't cut what nonsense, because they want to hire me, they say I should cut my nails. Without having a conversation. No. So to disagree, now if it's something I completely, let's say, let's even talk about the nails, still the nails. Cut my nails. And you go, because I've seen that women who keep long nails are not able to stay focused. Every other week, you'll be saying you want to go and do your nails. Okay. Okay. So what you're saying, if I get you correctly, is that if I keep my nails, but I never take a day off to fix the nails, you won't have a problem. And you say yes. So the challenge was not the nails. It was a time off. But yes, I was going to disagree about the nails, but I got to until you've asked up to 7 questions deeper, you've not gotten to the heart of the matter. I disagree. Women are not supposed to have nails. Now, I'll go back to context. If I cut these nails, will it take anything away from me? The answer might be no. It might just be ego. Because this person has told me to cut my nails. Okay, I'll cut it because I want the job, because it's bigger than the nails. But if the nails are the biggest thing in my life, then I can walk away. If the nails are the most important thing to you in your life, that maybe you watched your grandmother and your mother, they didn't have nails, so you have determined in your life you will never cut your nails. You see now, the big picture, the nails are actually more important to you than the job. So that's why you walked away. So people's motivation will be different. That's why I always come back to context. There's no one way of almost anything in life. Almost anything. It's context-based. So even some of the things I've said here today, I keep saying it's based on me and my view. That doesn't mean that it is the only way to do things in life. It's the way Joyce Daniels.
But it's a superior way. That's also another thing, because sometimes
I would even argue, I may not use the word superior, because superior is relative. Better than what? It might be, it's better for me. Somebody else might argue that theirs is better for them.
Now, because if I have a behavior and you're teaching me so I can learn, so I can get a better result.
Yeah.
It's like you're telling me that if I do 1 + 1, I will get 2.
Yes.
So if you are telling me that your own 1 + 1 is 2, me I can do 1 + 1 and get 3. So why should I listen to what you're saying? It means that if I apply it myself, I may not get good results.
So the person who is looking for 1 + 1 is 2 should listen to me. The person who is looking for 1 + 1 is 3 should go and look for the person who is teaching that. There was a time I had a conversation with someone and she was so upset. She wanted to revenge. And I said, that vengeance based on science will start hurting you first because of the amount of cortisol your body will produce, adrenaline, and depending on how much time it will hurt you. She said, let it be. I'll rather die hurting this person than let them go. That was what is important to her. That was not what was important to me. Me, I don't want hospital bill. I want to be happy and chilling. Remember, whole, healthy. She was willing to put her health on the line to achieve something. So we're all different. What I'm still learning to do, I'm there to a large extent, but I know it's always constant work in progress, is to respect where other people are and not say, this is the best way. No, this is the way that is best for me based on my experience and what I have. So your question was about disagreeing.
Yes.
Now, some things you can say are, like if you're disagreeing on a panel, this panelist says something that you don't agree with. Rather than say, I don't agree with that, you say, oh, what research has shown us. So let's assume the other panelist says it is better to have petrol vehicles than electric vehicles. And you say, the research has shown that people with electric vehicles have this, have that, have that. Therefore, we have chosen the path of electric vehicles because of this. You didn't disagree. You didn't say, I don't agree with you. You talked about the research. You can also say, I see why you would say that based on this in 2004. What has changed is that now in 2026, this has happened, that has happened. Therefore, we are leaning more. You have disagreed, but you didn't make it about an argument or a disagreement. So those are some tactics to use when you're trying to disagree in an agreeable way.
Wow. Now, sometimes, earlier on when we were discussing, you mentioned sometimes you could raise your voice and all of that. How do you actually command respect without actually shouting? Or sometimes you need to do that.
I wish we can define respect. Can I Google it?
Of course, you can.
Get my phone. What does respect mean? I don't think I know the dictionary definition of respect. Before I answer your question. Oh, my phone is, I restarted. Okay, it has come up. Respect. Meaning. Respect is a positive feeling of admiration or deference toward a person or thing, characterized by treating them with consideration, esteem, and appropriate regard. Positive feeling of admiration. So your question is, how can you
command
respect
without actually shouting?
Without shouting. What are things people admire? From the way you look, how you dress, how appropriate it is for the environment. A smile, hello, a greeting. So you walk into a room and the first thing, and I'm telling you what I do that gets me respect. You open a door for me at a hotel, at a shop, at a filling station. I get there, I wind down. Oga, how are you? How you dey? And he says, Madam, I do. He has begun to give me some respect. He won't say, Abeg, open your car. He will say, Madam, Abeg, can you? His language, and I watch it because I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer, and I am somebody who wants to live the best life. So I'm watching, I say, these things work, oh. So just by doing what gives the other person some level of respect. If you dressed well to my party, you have respected me, I will respect you back. You see? Just by saying, Oga, how are you? I've given him some level of respect, he will give it back. It's reciprocity. So how do I command respect without saying anything? I'm beautiful. I have lovely skin. It's not by chance. Yes, I always say my skin is due to genetics, 3 liters of water, lifting weights and doing exercise, sleeping 6 hours, and eating the right diet and using medical grade facial products. It's a combination. So when I walk into places, they go, madam, your skin is so lovely. And they have an admiration for me. They are likely to say, come in here. Everything counts. So as much as it will get me respect, it's also giving me the peace of mind I want. I wear a certain, you look so lovely. You are addressed the way you dress, right? So I dress in a way that people would see and have admiration. But I still come back to, I must enjoy it first. So how do you command respect without shouting or raising your voice? Context. Where are you going? Who will you meet? Adjust. Years ago, many years ago, I was invited, we were called to a prayer meeting in church. It was for pastors and their wives. At that time, I was married to a pastor. And I attended in my shirt and jeans. I walked in. Now, I will tell you that when I was driving sometime earlier that day, my mind told me to go home and change. But I was like, I'm coming from work, and it was a correct TM Lewin shirt with my jeans, my high heels. It was really gaga. But I didn't go home to change. And this prayer meeting was for pastors and their wives. And this church is Winners Chapel. And here is this girl walking in with dada, even though it was neatly put, and a shirt, jeans. She can't be a pastor's wife. So as I was walking to my seat, one woman was pointing, it's for pastors' wives. Why did she do that? Because I didn't look like a pastor's wife in Winners Chapel. I should have had more sense to go and change to my bubu or my skirt. So she didn't respect me because I didn't give her what to respect. I looked good for the workplace, but not for pastors and their wives' prayer meeting. Somebody else would be offended now and say, but she didn't have a right. Well, she was a coordinator. Their names, not an usher. She was one of the coordinators. And for her, so she was trying to, it was when my husband turned and said, she's my wife. Okay. But there was a look of confusion. So why is she dressed like that? So you see, respect. At that time, I lost somebody's respect because I didn't align with the context. I was being me. But I could have been me and gone to wear my pastor's wife's clothes.
Now, this last part that I want us to come into, so we can get to wind that a little bit first. What gets you emotional? First, let me start from there.
Oh, I'm emotional about everything. Emotions are how we express our agreement, whether you're agreeing with what the universe is doing or not.
What pushes you to tears?
So I cry. First is gratitude. I cry all the time. I've cried today. I cried in the car coming here because I was grateful for a few things. I'm emotional about everything. People around me know that Joyce is so emotional. I'm emotional about the things I do. My heart, my spirit, soul, and body are in it, so I'm emotional. I cry when I'm angry. Anger can move me to tears. Sadness moves me to tears. A friend of mine lost her mom recently. And on 2 occasions, I got into the car to go visit her. And I started crying because I was thinking about my own mom. I never made it to my friend's house. I came down because I said I will get there now and start crying more than the bereaved. And I didn't want that. So I sent her a message and said, my love, I'm so sorry. I couldn't come. I was crying so much. I didn't want to come to your house now, not even put you in a foul mood more than I'm supposed to be encouraging you. So I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I pray God strengthens you. I pray God strengthens us because that's how I found myself. So, and I'm fine with my emotions because they're God's way of us connecting. So I cry when I watch movies. I cry based on love stories. Oh, it's so sweet. I cry. So in fact, I actually like movies that make me cry because they allow me release, or say the lacrimal glands where tears come from, are supposed to help us have release and relief. So that feeling of after crying, that's why sometimes after crying you sleep. It's giving you some, I like it, I enjoy it. On almost every Sunday I cry. I cry because of my mom, but I also cry because many Sundays I take stock and I say, Joyce, you've come a long way. Wow, well done. And I have tears of gratitude. There's a song in 1999, I used to be a part of a singing group, that it was Take My Tears, let it be a token of my love and my appreciation for you. And I told the writer of the song many years ago that it has stuck. My tears are almost always from gratitude. I'm emotional about almost everything I do.
How do you settle disagreement between two people or people that are quarreling?
Which I have done a few times this year. I will say I have a certificate in mediation. So I've gone to learn officially what mediation is. One of the things that I do is ask all of them what they are trying to achieve, what they want.
And you leave both parties happy.
And I say, if this is what you want and this is what you want, what can we give? And then my job is to allow them. I try not to tell them what to do. That's not the job of a mediator. No, it's not the job of a mediator. You say, tell me all the things you want. I want this, I want that, I want this. You, what do you want? I want this. So, negotiate. What can you give to get? And they say, okay, I won't do this again, but you too do this. Okay. You, I won't do this, so you too. And then they make exchanges. I've done it this year. Yeah. So, disagreements are, to quell a disagreement is to find common ground. So I help my parties find common ground. I don't do it for money. It's not one of my streams of income. And I don't know if one day I'll change my mind and officially but I'm certified to mediate online especially. And so people have brought me into let's find common ground and let's shake hands. And sometimes with common ground, we can also see that there are these two things, neither of us is going to shift ground. And we go, okay, we'll live with that. We'll agree to disagree on this. So what we'll do is, on this matter, we'll never talk about it. We'll never, because I'm not going to give this, you are not, but these other things we're going to give. Because we also start with the big picture. Do both of you want to take this working relationship or this thing? Do you want to continue in it? If the answer is yes, we start there. Then what are we willing to give? And that's why there is termination of employment, there is divorce, because sometimes the answer is no, I don't even want to be here anymore. So what are we mediating? But if we still want to be here, then what are we giving? So that we have a win-win.
What if one person refuses to give and the other person?
Then it's very likely that relationship will not work. It means that actually you're willing to walk away from the relationship, because if you want to stay, you will give something. If I need you to work for me, it means I must pay you salary. So I can't say I don't want to pay, yet I want you to work. No. Something has to give. So I would help both parties see all the possible things they can give. And sometimes it shocks them what they can give. I will tell you a very funny one years ago. I had not even learned to be a mediator then. It was just, she says this what she wants. And the other one said, what are all the possible things I can pay you with? He said, would you give me foot massage? If you tell me that you'll be giving me foot massage, I would. And we all laughed about it, but guess what? We got to an agreement. You will be giving foot massage once a week. And she will be doing this for you. These are friends. But who would have thought, or like we'll say now, who would have thunk it that foot massage was also on the table? So we'll bring out as many, that period we call it green light thinking, right? As many things as you want to say are possible. If you can do this, you can do this, you can do, these are the terms. And you bring yours, say, okay, I can take this. And we find common ground. Then we agree.
Perfectly. That this is a more personal side. Could you permit me to dive in?
Okay.
You said you were married the first time. It didn't work. Second time, it didn't work. What's your concept of marriage?
Are you sure you want me to go there? Marriage. Like work, relationships, is for two willing parties first. Willingness to give. Something has to give, right? There were things I was not willing to give. So I go back to, and this is not to absolve myself of anything, but I'll go back to my truth. Do you know that somewhere in Matthew 19, Jesus said that marriage is not for everybody? And he says, in fact, let me find it and read it. He says, if you will marry, where's my Bible? Where's my
You Google
Bible?
it, Chef.
Oh, I can Google it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just Google marriage. Matthew 19, verses 11 and 12. But Jesus said, this is the Message translation, but Jesus said, not everyone is mature enough to live a married life. It requires a certain aptitude and grace. Marriage isn't for everyone. Some, from birth, seemingly never give marriage a thought. Others never get asked or accepted. And some decide not to get married for kingdom reasons. But if you are capable of growing into the largeness of marriage, do it.
Do it.
After 2 marriages, I realized I don't have the heart, the largeness of heart to accommodate someone else. And I've come to terms with it. I care about myself so much. There are things I cannot accept.
So then you say you are the faults from both marriages.
So I don't use words like fault. I would say, okay, well, yeah, to answer, yes, I was the fault both ways. Yes.
Someone will say, how can this lady sound is very cheerful?
She knows so much and she's so cheerful.
So ebullient, so giving, so enticing, so magnetizing. Just listening to you alone, marry this lady. Just marry her, put in your house so you can be hearing her talk every
You better
day.
know who she is before you marry her. You know that she's talking because she's on a podcast or she has been paid to be a master of ceremonies. She might get home and she won't say a word.
What on earth could make you not be able to keep 2 good marriages? Good
To
in quotes.
accommodate someone else's desires that would require me giving up on 1 or 2 of my desires, I couldn't enlarge my heart to it.
Give practical examples.
I'm not sure that would be. I might need permission to. Well, let me look for a. Let me seniorize it. So let's assume. And now I'm just using a random. This was not the situation. Let's assume the husband wants to live in Canada. Let's assume this was not the situation, but I'm using this as an example, that he wanted to live in Canada. I want to build an empire in Nigeria. And it was now a case of, it's either you come to Canada with me or the marriage ends. And I said, I will be here in Nigeria. Because being in Nigeria was more important to me than being with you in Canada. Context. What was more important to me was Nigeria.
If I should add,
Someone will now say, but isn't marriage supposed to be sacrificing? And I said, that's what Jesus is saying. Your heart might not be large enough for it. And then after 2 marriages, I realized that I really don't have the aptitude, because marriage requires such sacrifice that I couldn't give. So I don't know how to regret. If I were to do it over again now with what I know, will I marry? Answer, very likely, no. Because now I know myself so well that I know
If you say you will not marry, so does it mean you wouldn't bear children, or you prefer to be a single mom?
Did Jesus marry?
He doesn't have kids as well.
I had my son. I wasn't married. I already had him in school. So, well, in my case, I already had the child. So, and remember, I'm trying not to, my job is not to tell people what to do. I'm telling them what has worked for me and what is working for me, so they can introspect as well. They're studying books, they're watching podcasts like this one, and then they can make informed decisions based on all these things I've known. I've now decided, me, Joyce, based on all these things I've known, I have now decided. Does that mean that, so let me flip it this way. If someone is going to marry and tells me, like recently some people said to me they were going to get married, I said, do you have this largeness of heart? And I said, make no mistake, Jesus could not accommodate someone else. That's why he didn't marry. He couldn't have come back at 3 a.m. and somebody saying, where have you been? You didn't call me all day. I was busy saving lives. I don't need this conversation. He didn't have the largeness of heart for marriage.
But there was no reason why he wasn't married. It's not because he doesn't have a largeness of heart.
With his schedule, where was he going to fit in a wife?
He came for specific assignments.
So you see,
immediately he did that, he left.
His aptitude was for his assignments. Why didn't Paul marry? Apostle Paul, same thing.
Paul is a priest.
He said, I want to commit, like even Jesus said in Matthew 19, I want to commit to the focus of this. I can't deal with this. There's nothing wrong with marrying, but I know I won't be able to. And there's so many men and women today who are so focused on something, and that's why their marriage is in problem, because they don't have the aptitude to accommodate a marriage. But we married because we're socialized to. Half of the marital problems you know today are because somebody couldn't sacrifice something, but they're married. So am I teaching the younger ones? I'm saying marriage has its purpose. Just check that you have the aptitude for it. So it's not just about love and how you feel about this person. Can you accommodate? Like I said, I don't know if you want to go down this hole with me and marriage, because I have, but I'm also very careful, because some of the things I believe will challenge some religious beliefs. But they're my beliefs, I stand with them. And it's working for me. I'm fine.
Share some of them.
No, I won't share some. Or well, let me think of one to share. Marriage is not a box to tick, like university is not a box to tick. For my son, for example, I had told him from when he was a tata, a tiny tot, that you would finish nursery 3. I said, okay, you would always be one of the oldest people in your class. I'm going to teach you what to do as an oldest person in class, because you do nursery 3, you do primary 6, you have a gap year after secondary school before you go into university, because I want you to enjoy life and not just rush through school. And he's graduating this year. He'll be 24 at graduation. He'll be one of the oldest people at graduation. But he'll be graduating with gravitas, because I knew what to do. There will be 19-year-olds graduating who may, not all will, but some of them may struggle with life after uni, because they are not ready for life after uni, but they have a degree. He's ready for life after uni, because I wanted him to have both. So with marriage, I said to him, this is me. I don't want you marrying to tick a box. And I really don't want to hear you talk about marriage before age 30. Because there is some science to show that many people understand themselves better as they get into their 30s. So I would prefer a case where you understand yourself a bit more before you even think of understanding somebody else's destiny. So you see, there are checks like this, but the ideal thing is to finish with school. People are already saying to me, Joyce, your son is graduating. Next thing now, you'll be a grandma. Like, you see the problem. You see the problem. You've not asked whether this boy even knows anything about himself. Then you want him to go and collect somebody's child. that may not even know a lot about herself. Then somebody will say, but what about the science of when it's best for her to have her child and this and that? And I go, well, some of the answers I don't have, but the ones I do have are, if you're going to be at peace, then I would stray to the animal kingdom. Can I go there? And you will see that 80% of the animal kingdom, the young are raised, nurtured, schooled, and empowered by the females.
That is animal kingdom.
But with the human race,
yes,
the one who births usually is waiting for the other one to provide and nurture. And one of the greatest frustrations of women with children is that the father is not even being responsible. I'm like, who told us? To me, there is something wrong with that socialization. If I birth it, I own it. I'm responsible for it. But what about if I'm coming from somewhere? If there's a woman who called me sometime last year, she was crying on the phone, her husband had a stroke, so everything is on her, she's the one paying school fees, the rent is due, this and that. I said, what if you were the one supposed to be responsible for paying the children's school fees from creation? Do you have the money to pay their school fees? She said, yes. I said, so why are you crying? She said, because it's supposed to be. I said, because somebody told you that it's supposed to be him. What if I tell you now that it's your responsibility? After all, you're the one who gave birth to them.
So are you happy taking care of your child alone?
So, me?
Yes.
Oh, I've done a fantastic job all these years.
Statistically, it
And
has been proven
the
that.
joy was because I wasn't expecting anything from anyone else. I owned it. And I told my son from when he was young till now, I will give you a name that will be currency. So he walks into places and he says, I'm Joyce Daniels' son. And I say, oh, wow, come in. Because I never sat one day to say, oh, so I'm just alone now raising this child. Never. It was, I'm going to give him a lease on life. I birthed him. I took time, as much as I was crying, my mama go say, person where they cry, they see road. I was crying as a 20-year-old student, third-year student, pregnant, but I bought books to study on how to raise successful children. And one of them is conditioning for success. And if I will keep telling a child, if your father was here, you would have, if your father was here, I've shown him he's missing something. But if I keep saying, oh, you have this, if you need this, ask me, we have, he doesn't know he's missing anything.
He has people.
It's conditioning.
But he has friends.
And they'll ask, where's your dad? Say, I don't have it. My dad and my mom are not married. But remember, I'm cooking him at home. The things I say to him, words are life.
Don't you think there are some things that a father figure could have done?
I don't think so. Because a father figure, now let me put this in context. What are the things fathers are supposed to do for their children?
Shelter.
If I provide it, have I done the job?
Security.
If I provide it, have I done the job? Next one.
Mentoring, man to man.
If I mentor him, have I done the job? Now, hold on. One of the greatest complaints about fathers from married women is that the fathers don't talk to their children. Yes or no? Have you heard women say it? His father won't even talk to him about how to make friends. His father won't even talk to him about men things. He's a 12-year-old, 13-year-old. His father won't even talk to him about wet dreams. Have you heard women say it?
Some.
More often than not, which of the two parents has the conversation with the child? Is it the father or the mother?
In some context, it's men.
I'm saying in reality, what really happens in Nigeria?
Yes. Men have those conversations with their son, majorly regarding those
okay, I don't have
things.
Those statistics. What I know from where I stand, it's the mothers who still have the conversations, and many wish the fathers would, and because the fathers don't, they do. That's where I stand.
But you know, statistics prove that a child raised by a single mother doesn't turn out much better than the ones that are raised by both parents.
Please Google and show me the statistics that shows that those who are raised by both parents statistically do better. Show me that. I'm willing to wait. No, find it and read it. I am willing to wait, and so are the viewers. I can make it easy. Let me go to ChatGPT. Chat, show me statistics to show that children raised by both parents versus children raised by single mothers tend to do better or worse. Show me the case showing which set of children do better. In Africa, is searching UNICEF, Open World Bank, is searching for papers on family. Wow, I don't see chat search so long. This one, they sweat.
This one has given me an
Okay,
answer.
please go ahead.
He said, yes, broad sociological and demographic statistics consistently show that, on average, children raised by both parents, particularly in stable married households, tend to fare better across several metrics than children raised in a single parent household.
And I can dig deeper and tell you why. Underline the word stable. How many marriages are stable? Where the child is raised by a stable single parent, they will do just as well. Because I asked, what is stability? You said security, you said shelter, you said mentoring. If the single parent provides that stability, because that is the key word there, stable. I think that's the point I was making. Stability, the provision, right? So, where children are actively raised in a home that has both parents but is unstable, they will do just as poorly. Let me read here. On average, children living in stable households with both biological parents tend to have better outcomes than children living with a single mother. The clearest differences appear in nutrition, survival, school attendance, and access to economic resources. However, the research does not prove that a child will do poorly because a single mother raised them. Much of the gap is connected to household income, if she's stable with income. Parental education, if she is educated. Caregiving support, if she has support. Family stability, if she has her own family and she speaks well of them and he sees her have a good family stability. And amount of conflict in the home. It's not about single or married, it's about stable. I continue. A major study analyzed almost 49,000 children under 5 using nationally representative demographic and health survey data from Nigeria, Cameroon, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, compared with children whose mothers were living with a partner. Outcome and finding: stunting in Cameroon, children of non-widowed single mothers had 79% higher odds of being stunted. Why? Economic empowerment. She could not provide. So if they were living in a same father and mother home where there was no economics, they would still be stunted. So the issue is not about presence of mommy and daddy. It is the presence of stability. The Jews were badly hit, but have continued to maintain that they are the chosen race. Therefore, they are so entitled. They build businesses, they become the best in their field. Every field where they are Jews, they are some of the best. Why? They've socialized themselves to say they're the best.
Now, we want to create context and make this a much balance.
Yes.
You could be exceptional at doing this your job
Because I have
because
the
of your knowledge
That's
and
why I
understanding.
always come back. Confidence is what you know and what you
Some
experience.
people
Yes.
could, and majority fall in that regard
Because you don't know.
Majority will fall in this regard.
Yeah.
Because like they said, the minority
Yes.
doesn't make the rule, or how did they put it again?
Whatever.
Yes.
Do what works for you.
Do what works for you. The minority doesn't make the rule. It's the majority. When people when statistics are being ruled out, they're ruled out based on the majority outcome.
In context.
In context.
Now, there was context
Now,
that talked about stability, but we were very easy. We would have glossed over that word if I didn't call us back to it.
Yes, there are some other aspects of it that mention emotional support, being there, and all of that. So sometimes, if one person, that's why even the Bible said 2 heads are better than one. If one
Show
person,
me where the Bible says.
Bible says 2 heads are better than one. It's in the Bible.
Please show it.
Are you serious?
I don't mind seeing it.
Wow.
I really don't mind seeing
Bible
it.
verse. Look at it now. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12 say 2 heads are better than one. Comes exactly to a new version. 2 are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other
Okay.
up.
Given that one
Or
can
pity
help,
one.
what if
Yes.
2 of them are weak? So there's still context here. 2 good heads, right?
But
2 that are strong.
even if 2 are weak, it means combined together they are strong.
Okay.
We are just assuming that 2 are weak. When you bring 2 things that are weak, if we bring them together, they are still strong. It's different from if that
Please,
2 of them that are
let's
weak
come
is
back
one
to
person.
family. Let's come back to family.
Yes.
If you have 2 people that don't know how to disagree agreeably as husband and wife, they are both weak in agreement, in disagreement, and they constantly fight in front of the children. Have they helped each other because they're both weak? They've become strong? No. They have made it worse because none of them knows how to agree properly or disagree properly. They will shout, they will fight, they will break bottles, and the children will actively learn it. So what have they done? But if you have one that knows that when this one is angry, keep quiet, that one has begun to salvage the situation. So no, 2 weak people don't necessarily make a strong team. 2 weak people make a weak team. Ask any sports coach. Your team is as strong as your weakest link. So you have your first 11. If you have several weak, you bench them and you start buying new players. Because 2 weak people don't become a strong unit. 2 weak people can destroy a whole house. If 2 people are in a house and a fire starts and none of them knows how to use fire extinguisher, that house will burn down. Yes or no? So no, it's not about 2 people. It's 2 people who know what to do. One person in a house where the fire starts and knows how to use a fire blanket and extinguisher will put out that fire. My point, which is, I think, sitting here, I'm beginning to see I need to speak up on this more. It's not about parents being together, raising a child. It's about individuals who know what to do about parenting. Because parenting, like being a doctor or a pilot, should be learnt.
Parenting is also encouraged in the Bible. If you're a Christian,
Yes.
you should know that 2 are always better.
Well,
in Christian hold.
Well,
the exceptions doesn't make the rule. If you have an exception, it cannot make the rule.
I'm not saying it makes any rule. I'm not talking rules here. I'm talking about living. And I've said it here, that I'm not saying that when you use the word superior, I said I don't even know that there's such a term. It's what is working. I'm not making rules. I'm saying what works
No,
for
the
me
rule is in
and
context.
what can work. So somebody watching this now is a parent and is married and they have children, but both of them don't know anything about conflict resolution. What should they do? Learn conflict resolution. Not because you have had children physically, you would automatically understand conflict resolution. Go and learn it. But if you're a single mom who is watching the video, or a single dad, and you learn what we Googled, you have the financial or the economic resources, the emotional stability, the support, you will do just fine. I'm not going to ostracize you because you're single and say you must marry. I will never say that. I will say, what are the things a child needs? Provide them. And the child is fine. Because we have seen children from many homes where there's mommy and daddy. but they are traumatized because neither mommy and daddy knew what to do to raise children. I'm not saying that having a home is bad. No. I'm saying, like Jesus said, if you must, then you will learn what is required, else you're adding to the problem. That you're 32 and you're married without the sense of largeness of heart, you've added nothing to the world. You've added trouble. You've added not good. You've had children who now are confused because mommy and daddy are fighting every day because they ticked a box to marry. They didn't learn what it takes to marry and parent. So I'm not going to quote scripture out of context. If you must, learn it.
If someone is married watching you now and they are not agreeing or the marriage is not working, do you advise you divorce?
No. Always context is key. Come to the table. First question, do you want to stay? Yes or no? Yes. What will give? And give it. Except you feel you can't give, which is also an option. But be sure that you're not just trying to be lazy. Because there is that.
If you get something that accommodates your largeness, like you talked about marriage, about accommodation, would you want to get married again?
Of course I could. There's no hard and fast, never say never. No. Or I would never marry, no.
Do you desire it?
No, I don't. I've not woken up saying, I desire to marry. I desire to live a whole, healthy, happy, fulfilled life. If marriage comes around and I can see how it fits into this, I can. Recently, some people came around me and were toasting. And they would say, oh, let's do this, let's go. I'm like, that's taken away from my joy. I'm not interested in doing that. Already, end of story.
Don't you sleep and wake up and miss man beside you?
I miss companionship. So many times I play stand-up comedy to make me laugh before I go to bed, and I enjoy it. Whether somebody will say, does it replace
Does it replace what makes you a woman?
I'm fine. Remember, I didn't jump here. I've studied so much. I've built my mental capacity so much. There's a lot that is built in me. I was not like this last year or 2 years ago. I've built. So where I am today, I've built for it. People who've come to me and say, we want to divorce. I say, hold on, no, wait. Don't copy the divorce. Before I divorced, I built something. What have you built? If you leave this marriage now, what? And then she realized she has nothing. And I go, so hold on, let's even start asking. Remember, I start asking up to 7 questions. What is the problem? Sometimes you find out the problem was about the nails. And we didn't have the conversation about the importance of the nails. It's just, I didn't like the way he talked to me about, you see. I'm not preaching divorce, neither am I preaching marriage. I'm preaching learn, know you. Have a big picture, have a mantra that guides you, and then let everything else fit into that. And for some people, marriage will be the way. For some, it will not. Know yourself. Know thyself. That's my greatest lesson. Not marriage, not school. Because Otenela didn't go to school, didn't go to uni. And I had told my son, before I read Otedola's book, uni is an option if you understand you. So there's no one rule in life. The same way there are people who have gone to uni, have PhD, professorship, and are successful. So somebody can't say school is a scam. Depending on you. Depending on what you want to do with it. You might be going to school, but you're studying the wrong thing, and that's why it's a scam to you. Rather than you should have gone to tailoring school, you're studying engineering school. You see where there's a problem? So I'm not about rules. I'm about finding, asking questions, and fit in. So no, I'm not about divorce. I'm about much more than that. Is it clear to you?
Partially clear. Because I'm thinking, the first marriage you had and the second marriage, did you enjoy them while they lasted?
Till the very last moment. Oh yes, I wasn't sad, I wasn't unhappy, I wasn't fighting, beating, no, none of that. I was happy till we got to a point where we saw some things are not adding up, and it might be me that will need to adjust, and I'm not able to adjust. And so, bro, Enjoy your life. Find the woman that can take this, that can be this. I love you with cheers. There was no fighting, tear. No, none of that. Like I said, are you ready for this? Because I'm also careful. I'm not trying to teach any new fad. I've said it. I'm not teaching what I've studied only. I'm teaching what is working for me. There might be people like me. The same way, there are many talkatives who are not masters of ceremonies, who are not compares. I am a talkative, or at least called a talkative, and I built a business, an empire on my talking, right? But somebody else might say, oh, Joyce, I'm a talkative like you, it means I must be a compare. I say, no, hold on, let's ask other questions. And we might find that through your talk, you should actually be something else. It's no harder, there's no rule. Let's ask the questions and let's get the answers.
If someone is single, and would you advise a person to get married?
I would ask them questions. No, I wouldn't advise. I don't advise. I'm a mediator. I'll ask you questions. Why do you want to marry? What would it do for you? What will you give for it?
I don't know. People are married and I'm thinking, okay, I should join them and marry.
So what do you have to offer the person who you want to marry? Paint a picture of marriage. What does a good marriage look like to you? Tell me what it looks like.
You're happy with your husband, you have kids, you guys are living well.
So what does happiness mean? You see, the questions are many and I can ask them all day. That's my job, to ask you questions.
So you can sell marriage to somebody?
I can sell marriage to someone. Why? Who is this person I'm selling marriage to?
It's any single person.
I won't sell. So see, I don't sell anything to anybody. I sell my courses, right? And I don't sell it to everybody. I sell it to people who need clarity in speaking, confidence in speaking, people who have a message but don't know how to bring the message out. I don't sell it to, it's not for everybody. It's for the people who need it. So I'm not going to sell marriage or sell singlehood to everybody. I'm going to ask you what you want, and I see if what you need is, you see, we're going back. So I'm not going to sell. So even when I talk about my job and I'm selling my course for Masters of Ceremonies, are you somebody who enjoys being on stage? You've done it a few times, but you're not making money. Come to this course so I show you how to make money. You already have to be on the path. So I'm not just going to say, oh, you shouldn't be a doctor, you should be a master. No. Are you already here? Are you interested in this? Have many people said to you, you should be a master of ceremonies because you do it quite well, but you don't know how to structure it to be in a business? Then come, let me teach you. I've qualified who should be here. It's not for everybody.
You can be good in one aspect and not be good in another aspect.
The same way any brand will put billboards everywhere. They're showing it to everybody, but it's the people who are interested who will buy.
I want to round off this
conversation. Please,
I want to round off this conversation. I'm thinking maybe there's something you can sell to me, like you sell that car.
You tell me, but please don't make it the marriage.
How did you know what I want to say? I want to say sell marriage to somebody.
Marriage is a beautiful thing when two people who are willing, able, and ready to give of their best come together to make it work. You'll find that you could have better hormonal balance because you have more endorphins, oxytocin in a happy, healthy marriage. You have less cortisol, which is your stress hormone. You could have adrenaline, but just enough to keep you bubbly. So if you will marry, find somebody who is intellectually savvy that can match your intellectual savvy. Because you can't be an empty cup looking for a full cup. You'll drain the other person. So fill yourself and find somebody else who is full. And both of you together will live a full life. Why not, if not? And I mean everything I said.
Joyce Daniels.
I mean everything I said.
Let me ask you these rapid fire questions.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
How many hours have we been on this?
Virtually 3 hours.
Wow. Okay.
Most overrated communication advice?
Most overrated. Speak from your heart.
It's most overrated?
Yes.
Seriously?
I would say write down your points. Many people are trying to speak for extemporary. Master the art of speaking from what you've written, but make it look fun. The people you're watching in movies are reading a script. They're just reading it in a nice way. So it's overrated to speak from your heart.
Wow. Biggest communication mistake?
Trying to speak from your heart. When you have not written, planned your opening, biggest mistake is not preparing. Just thinking you can open your mouth and speak. That's why I say introverts tend to make the best speakers because they can think through. Extroverts, in my opinion, tend to make some of the worst speakers because they think they can make it. Meanwhile, there's no plan. Blabbing. So,
best communicator alive?
me. There's so many communicators that I respect and admire. So many.
Historical speakers you admire?
Jim Rohn.
I love the way he talks. Melodious.
Jesus.
You have not heard Jesus speak.
Historical. Okay, we heard what was the account. Okay,
You're
so
right.
the people we heard, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me come back. Historical speakers. Hitler. He spoke for evil, but in terms of the art and science of communication, he was one of the best. I hate to say, but he was one of the best. In fact, his communication tool was everything. That's what he used to build his empire that was evil, unfortunately. And yes, I have listened to one or two things, and I was like, "Hi, this guy was using the tools, they pieces them." Okay, maybe for bad, let me remove that. Historical speakers. Oh, I have a dream. Martin Luther King. Not just that speech, but some of his sermons that we've gotten to hear. He was a great orator. I'll leave it there for now.
One word every entrepreneur should remove.
Desperate.
Desperate. One word every leader should use more.
Tough one here. The word every leader should use more. Well done.
Well done. Superior than thank you.
Thank you. In context, they're the same in our Nigeria. When we tell somebody well done is because, but the well done for me might be more than thank you because, but I'll you see, that's why I say it's a tough one. Thank you. More leaders should show appreciation.
Complete these sentences. Wealth begins when
you define what wealth is to you.
To you. Influence is
The ability to marry the needs of people with what you're providing.
Confidence is
When you know what you know and what you've experienced and you carry it with grace.
Success sounds like
Sleeping 6 hours every night without worries, waking up with strength to face the challenges of the day and knowing when to drop them before you go to bed.
every entrepreneur should.
Should know the price that comes with their dreams and be sure that they can pay the price without hurting themselves and hurting others.
Every parent should.
Children become you. Should know that children become you, not what you say. So be. And then it's easier for your children to be.
Every leader must.
Every leader must give grace to self and to followers.
To self
Give grace.
and to followers. Never say
Never.
never. Say never.
Never say never because things can change anytime.
Always remember
To give thanks and show gratitude to
Give
God,
thanks.
to the universe, to the people around you, to yourself.
the Queen of Talks, Joyce Daniels. It's a pleasure to have
This was great.
Wow.
My goodness,
Wow.
I need to
Wow.
drink glucose. This was good. This was really good.
Wow.
Well done. I must say that you are one of the, I've said it so many times here, you are a phenomenal conversationalist. You know how to ask the questions, bring out the juice.
Thank you.
I mean, it's from your experience, from your preparation. I don't know if it was a talent, but it shows that you've put in a lot of work. I say, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have something you want to say that I didn't ask you?
You asked me everything that allowed me express what's in my heart.
How can people reach out to you if they want to contact you?
Reach me on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Joyce Daniels. I am Joyce Daniels on social media. Joyce Daniels on LinkedIn, Joyce Daniels on YouTube. I have great YouTube videos for communication. And I'm about to release a new set of YouTube videos where I talk more about life and some of the things we've discussed here. To find me, attend my programs if you need them. When you find that I have a solution that you need, pay for it, because doctors learn by going to medical school. Pilots go to flying school. Successful people go to life school. And sometimes you have to pay to be in school. School is never really free, right?
And finally, hypothetically, let's say this is your last podcast. What would you expect people to remember you for?
She really wanted to live whole, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. And she stayed on the journey doing it. And she enjoyed the journey absolutely. And if she had to do it again, she would.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Thank you.
Daniels.
Bensik.
Guys, thank my incredible, charming guest, Joyce Daniels, for this highly impactful and inspiring session. I believe you have been impacted. And if you do, appreciate what we do here by liking this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't, share it with many who will find this valuable. I remain your very host, Bensik. Follow her on all social media platforms and support the work that she does. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you again next time. Cheers.
Bye for now.